up, everybody? How are you doing today? Thanks for watching the show tonight. We got a pretty good show. We're going to have a special guest tonight, Hershey, the Shadow Reader. He's going to join JJ and I on panel, and we're going to have an Idaho 4 discussion there tonight. So welcome in, everybody. Lucy Morningstar, the wife of Lucifer, the Dark One. Yvonne Poole's here. Echoes. Stormy Jane. I tell you, I went to the store and I got really behind, so I'm literally exporting my reel as we speak right now. It's coming out. It's at 70% right now. And then I don't want to start the show with an untruth, but I got to use the plop machine before we get started. So I'm going to run the reel and I'll keep my fingers It's just one of those days. Alright, yeah, we're going to have a good show, but we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to look into some stuff that you guys want to look into. And I've got some news stories. I'm not going to start with the news stories. I'm going to run the whole thing of it out here. So thank you for being here, Miss Hershey, the Shadow Reader. I am really excited. Trish has certainly talked you up. Leslie and Billy, welcome. Hello. Alright, I think we're about 80% there. Let's see, we got some new Muppets to present to you today. Let's take a look at one and talk about it. I also have some pictures of Kaylee and stuff and like that, and I cannot find. I don't know where I put them. Let me look at them one more time. See if there's one of. Well, there's this one that I was told to make an emoji out of, and by Audrey cDNA. And it's Heather and Pitpot. So there you go. Sandra, welcome in. Welcome Dan the man. Big man Dan. Alright, let me see if I can find the Kaylee and Maddie ones. You know, they're like those ones when they were younger that you haven't seen before. Oh yeah. Let's see where they are. They're in here somewhere. It's all in the download. Let me see. This is the new Gooch. Courtesy of JJ Vance. Thank you, Les. I appreciate it. You know, it's very nice to have you all in here. I really appreciate it. So they just keep coming. Thank you, Audrey, for submitting that one to me. And she wants me to make an emoji. I will do that. Maybe we'll do that live if we run. I was only planning on doing 2 or 3 hours. I don't want to keep everybody too long. Tom Campbell, and yeah, we found a new Gooch connection. Oh my gosh! Well, Bubbly Waters did. Let me see if I can find the Kaylee and Maddie before we go to my reel. What haven't we seen? I haven't shown this one, I don't think. This is Steve G's brother. I showed it yesterday. Never mind. I'm gonna hide those. Let me see. Let me double check. Make sure. I'm guessing. Oh, we're at 83%. 1 minute 53 seconds of me yapping. Hi, Mommy Ball. How are you? Nice to see you today. I'll get the panel ready here in just a minute, Hershey. So you have 15 minutes to walk the dog or have some snacks. I made some pulled pork on that. What is it about brioche bread that is so amazingly delicious? I can't win or I can't lose. Which one is it? I don't even know. I hate that it asks you. I hate that it asks. It asks me to eat it. Alright, let me see. Yesterday I threw up a picture on the live on a live body from the Las Vegas thing, and I thought for sure they were going to get me on the and then now they don't even wait. They're just like, yeah, okay, cleared for advertisers. I don't know. I be real. I did buy the espresso today. I bought the packet that's already ground in the sealed. But here's the weird. Let me show you. Hold on, bro. Hang on. It's you and me, bro. Type 2 diabetes, by the way, brought to you today by our friends at why doesn't this show up? M&M Mars. M&M Mars. I want more viewers. Put a hole in it. Now I have to eat it. Alright, here's the... Damn it. Alright, I just rage quit. This show subject to rage quitting at any given time. So you have to watch 10 seconds of my commercial. I bought the cheap stuff. I don't know if it's good, but it's espresso. But it comes in a green pack. Be real. That is not right for coffee. Coffee green means decaf. But I looked. I even translated it in Google Translate from Spanish. It says Nuestro buen gusto no cambia. What does that mean? Oh, no cambia. Oh no. Is it? I might have to take it back. I might have, no cambia, no caffeine. Is cambia? Anybody know? Does anybody know? I'm full panic right now. I need espresso. I got hooked on espresso. What can I say? Oh shit. Let me see. No cambia or cambio? Cambia. I'll bet you $10. Who makes espresso? Cambia. Nada. Let me see what that means. To English. No cambia. It doesn't change. Oh. Whew. That was bad. That was close, you guys. I don't know what I would have done. Hooked on fun. Mittens for Kids. I want to find that Charlie Day short with the kittens and the mittens. They have mittens on. And he goes, "Are you tired of your cat waking you up in the middle of the night?" And the cat's trying to get the mittens off its... I don't know what kind of move. Oh. Oh, gosh. Okay. Where was it? Okay, we're at 100%, guys. All right, let me close shot cut. Let me wait before I do that. I don't know that I'm going to get a copyright because there might be a gap in where the music covers. There. Oh, crap. Well, it's going to end early. I can tell you that. I tried to move it. It's going to be a little off. But hey. Okay, I won't be doing my dances and stuff. I have, it looks like about 11 minutes. That's the show, folks. Thanks for coming in tonight. Tony's here. If you guys haven't met Tony, it's Tony Gwynn from the 1990s San Diego Padres. One of the best hitting records, averages in the... I didn't time. You guys want to see the black tape thing again? My pores are getting... I tell you, this works so good. Only use the dollar store, Dollar Tree black tape. But this is a lot cheaper than the Biore strips. And it pulls all of the pus. Right, and then I'll shower this. I have 11 minutes. If I come back late, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll have JJ host for a little while. Alright, is JJ here? He probably needs 7 minutes. He always needs 7 minutes. You want to get timed out, Heather? Something's got to give. Something's got to give. If you're just tuning in to Purge, please hit subscribe and like. No, do hit the like button, guys. We got up to 76 likes last time. Wow. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Can we do better? Yeah, I mean, it just takes a second. Come on. Here we go. All right, ready? Ah! You want to see? There it is. Told you, see? And I probably still have lotion on my face from yesterday. Not from what you're thinking. Alright, let's get this guy. You gotta leave it on there for a minute to really soak up the pores, you know, and stuff. You see, and it's cheap. It's Biore strips are like $8 for like 5 of them. This is $1 and you get like 100 pulls. Trish has got to go pee. Oh, Trish needs help to the bathroom, somebody. So yeah, this is the one. So we'll see how it is. After the reel, I'm going to make, it's 284 grams, this espresso. Do you have any idea the street value of this? No? Okay. I don't know. Am I muted? Alright, I'm going to the reel. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing's going to stop me. But first, I'm going to open up. And actually, you know, hold on. Let me get the controller. Leave me alone. They always have to have pop-up windows and everything. Doesn't that drive you nuts? Alright, let's see here. I hope I didn't delete that. Did I know? Okay, good. Alright, Miss Hershey, this is the link. And just, I've never done it before, but everybody has trouble with it. Hopefully you won't. You need to, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll need to mute your YouTube audio, please. And you'll have to use headphones. So hopefully Trish gave you the rundown already. I know, yeah, I did have I had a little espresso earlier. I had one left. I was really amazed that it was there. And actually, you know what? I didn't have espresso. I had coffee, Dunk's coffee, the Keurig, and then I added the Bolero stuff, you know, the yellow Spanish. Okay, we're gonna do this. Here it comes. All right, so this is open. When you come, if you want to come in now, I can set you up here if you want to try now, and I'll get you set up before the reel here. And you can host the show. You can host the whole damn show. What do I care? I just have to turn the echo cancellation off for you. It's not Bolero. Beep beep, not Barbara's. Alright. If she figures it out, she figures it out. Yeah, that's one of the things of the gauntlet of the Purge. Flash Gordon. Okay. Alright. You know, hey there, Audrey. How you doing? We were just showing your thing, and now it's gone. Okay. I don't even know where I am, let alone what I'm doing. Okay. So many other channels I could be watching right now. Why is he so dumb? He could be more entertaining. That's how you guys sound in my head. I guess. Alright, May show. Let's go. 5. Is this the 18th already? Holy smoke-a-dokalus. Wow, this year is really flying by. I have good news for you guys if you are on Social Security. Because if you happen to be on Social Security, there's big news for you today. And then to the tune of $2,000 while I'm killing time. Open with. Find that one. There it is. Not VLC. I think this works. I think it does. I think I can. Oh wait, this is yesterday's. Today's the 19th. Kane, idiot. Excuse me. I don't know where the reel is. Have a great night. Where the heck? There it is. Don't worry about it. I got this. All right. Excuse me.
I know. I'm like
stop. Pause. Stop. Poise. We'll poise. Here we go. Okay. You gotta make sure it's at the beginning. Okay. What the fuck? Holy shit! I didn't even know you were there, Hershey. Hold on, hurry 1 second. I thought that was my video running in the background. All right, hang on 1 second. I'll get you all squared away here. Audio settings here. Bum, 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 bum. All right, and all right. Looks like she is going to run the show for a little while I'm away. If we could hear, I can't hear you talking, unfortunately. Is the only you're not coming through. Do you have? It doesn't look like you have anything muted on my end. Is your mic on?
Yes.
Is it on in the? Because I'm seeing an audio thing come up. It's echoing. Can you hear me through the? Do you have headphones?
Yes. Yes. Wait 1 minute.
Cool. No problem. Take your time, sweetheart. No worries. Where's nice. Okay. It's a 10-minute reel today. I'm gonna have Miss Hershey here do the introductions for us today. I guess I should have put her name in the title. Like I said, I haven't had Mom, 5 more minutes. Oh, she's getting headphones. Okay, I guess. Somehow we need to hear her, though. So I'm not going to kick her out, but I'll tell her to go out and come back in. And, I keep seeing stuff. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm not hearing me either. Wait, I just realized. Hold on, wait. I know what it is.
You might have to take you out to the
I must
right
have turned down the volume, I hope. No. Headphones. This is on at full blast. Okay. Alright, she's got headphones going. That's great.
Can you hear me
And
now?
then we had something. Somehow I can't hear you. Let me see something here. Let me try to play my reel. And let me see if my audio's off. Because I keep seeing you come up on the browser. So hold on 1 sec, please. What's it?
You're free to go.
Who's sucking whose dick around here?
Oh,
No.
Dude, I'm wearing the wrong headphones. Am I? Or I unplugged them or something. Hold on.
Seriously.
Another 30 days for contempt.
Sent a guy a picture of my lips. Not these ones.
Hold on. Okay.
The other ones. And
I got it. Okay.
he literally
Hold
goes,
on.
Can you
I
hear me?
love your mud flaps.
If the other people are hearing you.
Hi there, Hershey. How you doing?
You look like
I'm
a
making
Bruce,
it
and
more
I love
difficult than it had to
that.
be.
Bruce, darling, what do you do?
I can't
You're
stop
tired, of
this
course
now.
you are. Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Awesome. Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. All right. That's great. That was me the whole time. Sorry about that. I had the wrong earpiece on. It happens, when you get old. What's going on? How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you? It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You might get a little closer to the mic. What do you have, a lapel mic or something there?
I just have my Galaxy earbuds.
Okay.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly now. So yeah, Trish has told us a lot about you. What are your thoughts on the case?
Well, I usually stay cold to cases. I'm probably the wrong one to ask. I don't follow any cases. Just word of mouth is all I've heard.
So do you do like readings or what's your business? I'm not sure.
So I read oracles. I help people find closure. I do crime reads. I bring out my S box and I chase bad guys. I try to help as many missing as I can when people reach out to me. I try to do everything I can to help out the community.
Oh, so you have a spirit box?
Yeah.
Huh. Have you ever tried to use that with the Idaho 4 stuff, or?
I don't know. I've actually never read on the Idaho 4. I don't believe. I was looking back through. I've got like I keep most of them private, but I've got a lot of crime reads, and I don't think I've read on these guys yet. So this is kind of interesting for me.
Oh, well, that makes it interesting for me too. Could you do a spirit box thing?
So, a few months back, well, no, I guess it was last year, a couple of people had hit me up, and while I was doing a live on just general crime stuff, P. Diddy, stuff like that, somebody in the chat had asked me to see what was going on with the case, and
Okay.
the spirit box did go in the direction of a bad guy energy, but I really didn't dive into it just full one-on-one with the case. Not yet, anyway.
Because a lot of people have asked whether how you know who you're really talking to with those things, right?
Well, mine is analog, so mine is programmed. I allow only my team to work through my box. I make sure that I close all doors and windows before I open my box, so that the only door that's open is the one that I open. I trust my team. I know when something isn't right because it's analog, it's not digital, so there's nothing pre-recorded. So if something comes through my box that isn't supposed to be there, I handle it right then and there.
Well, I think I speak for all the people in the chat here that would say, "Open your box."
1 second, and I'll go get Pink. I didn't know you wanted her, but I will go get her 1 second.
Okay, listen. Wait. Before you go, let me give you 10 minutes to set up, okay? And I'm gonna run my little reel, and I'll be right back. Is that cool?
Sounds perfect.
Perfect. Great. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. All right, we'll get back with Hershey in just a second. I'm gonna run the reel, and let's get that up to the. Ooh. Okay, hang on. I can never get this right. Here we go. And one, nope. Where is it? I didn't. Whoa. Oh, I know what I did. I hate when I do that. Okay. Get out of there. Okay, that should be it. And there. It's still not working. I give up. Thanks, Mr. Code. I appreciate it here. Alright, let's see. Window. Where's the window? Delete that. And thanks for being here, everybody. If you're new to the Purge, please subscribe. Do something. Okay, let's see here. That's it. Right there. I got a whole. Okay. This is. I don't have it up, so you'll see. I gotta do it again. There we go. Okay. Why is that still open? I wonder. Okay. No. I hope I did the right thing right there. Wait. Wait. I quit. That's it. Where's... Okay. Let me see. I'm not going to say. There's so many jokes in my head all the time. Okay. And they're usually mean. I'm going to be honest, they're mean jokes. Okay. Okay, you can do it. Nope. Well, if I'm just going to play it. James Mullen. Hold on. No, you don't. No. Stop. Ah. Hate it when it does that. Okay. One more time. Dude, I swear to God. 20 minutes of Kane just fumbling the ball. It's what we love, right? Okay. I know Heather's enjoying herself right now. That's for sure. And please. There it is. You did it, Kane. Ta-da. Hopefully get Willie and maybe a little Miss Spots in here today. I guess it's a school night or whatever. Who knew? I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to rush off to the Russian Rush. And then I'm going to make coffee. So it'll be about 11 minutes. Yeah, I'm stoked to do a spirit. I've never heard of an analog. Spirit Bug. I didn't realize there was. I didn't know. This is all new to me. This is all just to kind of happen on a spur of the moment, guys. So I hope you enjoy it. It's gonna be fun. Thank you for being here, Danger Zone. Right in. I don't want this to be too loud, and I didn't do the audio for Doug's song, so you might have to turn it up a little bit. But this should be fun. This will be fun. We're having fun now. We're having fun. Bigger, better, faster, more. Something we can do about it.
You're free to go.
Who's sucking whose dick around here?
Oh,
No,
ma'am,
seriously.
Another 30 days for contempt.
Sent a guy a picture of my lips. Not these ones, the other ones. And he literally goes, "I love your mud flaps."
Bruce.
Bruce! Oh, you look like a Bruce, and I love that. Bruce, darling, what do you do?
I'm retired.
You're retired, of course you are, yeah. What did you do before you retired? Uh-oh, it's whatever it is, it's very upsetting to Bruce.
I was an assayer.
You heard what I heard, right? I heard ass hair. We're gonna find out how far off I was. Hey, Bruce, can you break that word down?
I worked in a gold mine.
You worked in a gold mine?
Yes.
And then they made up a mean name for you because they were jealous. What was the word, though? You worked in a gold mine as a...
As an assayer.
I think I'm having a seizure. What? Explain.
I was the guy who took the rocks
Took a rock.
and told the geologist how much gold was in the rock.
You told the guy how much gold was in it,
The geologist.
the geologist,
How
and
much
then...
gold was in the rock, and then he could decide on whether to mine that rock
Okay, mine
or
it.
not mine it.
Not mine it. And that job is called...
An assayer.
Oh, my good God. Geologists can be so mean. Well, I'm so happy you're here and that you got to escape from that obviously abusive job.
At that point, Jenna called, finally. To Jenna, I was like, "Wow, Jen, it's a little disconcerting to know that when you hear I've been buried in a yard, your only reaction was just, well, because I don't know if that was the right thing to do." Thanks for calling the cops, bitch.
I'm already giving you some. A lot, all day. That's all you've been doing is begging for treats. Because they're in there. Someone left the cupboard open, you can see them all.
I want to skateboard. I want to go outside. Hey.
Morning, Michael. It is truly horrifying to see what's left of some of the homes here in eastern Kentucky. As I walk through here, you're able to see inside the homes because so many of the walls that once surrounded it were just shredded. I mean, brick homes as well. You'll notice here that fireplace still standing there, but you're looking right into that kitchen and in some cases, bedrooms. That's where people, in many cases, were hiding.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm here to pick up my son's Game Boy Advance system.
Okay, how many units did you reserve?
We've got just one.
Okay, great. You know, we still have some extra units available. Maybe you have a friend that's looking for one?
No, I don't think so, but thank you.
Not a problem. I just wanted you to know we've got some in stock in case you wanted to add another unit to the family or if you have a friend that wants to get in on the fun.
Okay.
Sidewalk? Oh my God, he's on private property. Right on the sidewalk? No, but
You're on private property.
what makes it worth selling your soul for 1 billion years?
Just move to the sidewalk. That's
Does
what we're
Tom
asking.
Cruise know that you guys work for $50 a week?
What we're asking is just to move to the sidewalk. You need to move out here.
Oh, whoa.
Come this way.
Are you?
You need to move off private property.
Why are you bumping and grinding on me? This ain't a Nelly song.
We need you to
partner.
move off. You're on private property, sir.
How do we talk to someone from Scientology?
You guys need to leave right now. Get off the property. Get off the property. You're trespassing. You need to leave right now. You need to leave right now.
Don't
It's
touch
private
me.
property.
Don't touch me.
It's private property. You need to leave right now. Leave right now. It's private property.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Sir, just need,
Are you guys touching me?
Have you ever seen that video? No. Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorites.
I'm going to buy some strawberries, and I'm offering exactly the right amount of money here on the help desk. So you people take that money, and I will take my strawberries outside. I pay by legal tender. No, don't break the door. Do not break the door. And I am going out with my strawberries. I pay by legal tender in this dystopian place.
Okay.
Brilliant.
You should be able to spend your arm, wouldn't you? You should be able to spend wherever you want. This is an actual church.
You want one, man?
I had talked at Dylan's funeral.
It's a lot. You know, I feel like we are preparing for war.
On a positive note,
I just called in the bag.
There's people up there.
Is that the name you claim? Rolling through genres, let me play this game. Rap like a madman, Eminem with the slang, spitting bars so sharp like a rap hangman.
It's crashing.
YouTube fame to Idaho's wild ride. You're breaking it down, putting truths aside. Kane B got the purge, no doubt. He's the king, breaking down the case like a YouTube machine. Kane B the purge, bringing heat in the booth. Facts on the table, there's no room for proof. Throwing down lyrics while the world's watching. Is it guilty or free? That's the question we're knocking. Kane B the purge, taking Idaho by storm. He's got the heat and the truth breaking the norm. We're all glued to this case, no one's letting go. Will Brian be guilty or will he be let go? Kane B's in the game, watch him lay it all bare. Will justice find the truth or just disappear in the air? Here's my bubblegum pop, you ready or not? Kane B's in the mix with the case so hot. Rap, rock, pop, he's switching it up. Dancing through the genres like a YouTube cup. Got Kane B, the purge, putting the story in flow. Breaking it down with humor, watch the case blow. Boom, Kane B's riding with electric groove. Breaking it down, yeah, he's on the move. He's got the purge, so come and watch him reign. Sipping on knowledge like it's truth on a train. Kane B the purge, taking Idaho by storm. He's got the heat and the truth breaking the norm. We're all glued to this case, no one's let go. Will Brian be guilty or will he be let go? Kane B's in the game, watch him lay it all bare. Will justice find the truth or just disappear in the air? Vibes on deck. Let's get a little smooth, but don't forget I'm bringing humor, I'm bringing the sound. But this case got us all spinning round. KB with the truth, it's hard to ignore. Like waiting for that next chapter in the lore. It's hard to ignore, like waiting for that next chapter in the lore. What are you doing?
That was record time. I got showered. You guys can't smell me, but I smell absolutely fantastic. So, all right, we've got Miss Hershey here for the wonderful Reese's Pieces, and we're gonna dig into a spirit box here. Let's see if we can get her rouse her back up onto the screen here. Oh, she's gone. Where'd you go? Maybe the spirits took her away. Sorry, the audio was a little bit off on the. I'll correct it and I'll put it on a short or something. I'm freezing, though. I'll tell you that right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, there you are. Okay, hold on. If you take a break, just FYI, let me take you out because now you have to come back in. I think. Wait, hold on. No. Wait, don't. There you are. We got you. This thing can be quirky. It's Heather's fault, really. I had nothing to do with it. So yeah, thank you for being here. Did you get your setup all giddy up and ready to go?
Well, I have a spirit box. I don't have mine, but I do have a spirit box. Mine seems to be MIA, and that's okay. I'll deal with that when the live is over.
All right. Well, we'll take what we can get here. That's fine with me. So what do I have to do? Do I have to say a magic word or anything first, or what do we?
I mean, we can think of some magic. No, I'm just talking magic. No,
Abracadabra.
Just give me 1 second, and I'll open up here.
Say you're out here, blesses are saying.
Hello, my name is Hershey. I come with respect. Did you guys hear that? I said hello.
Wow.
I'm needing information on the bad guy with the Idaho 4 murders. Is Slim around? Because if he is, I need to talk to him. Slim not around? Okay, hey. Slim, what can you tell me about the bad guy energy on the Idaho 4? Killed. Yes, I'm aware. Okay. So was it a student that they went to school with? Did they know him, like, through school? They were students, right? Chat, they were like students, right? I only have word of mouth, so.
Yes, they were. Mm-hmm.
So it said that he liked them, like he liked her. I think maybe the bad guy might have known who one of the females is. Say that again, please. He did know them? What else can you tell me about it? He did what? Said he pulled a gun. I don't know what words you use, so I'll be very cautious with my words. Sorry. What is your name, sweetie? Are you one of the 4? Are you a victim? Maybe? Are you the bad guy? Okay, so basically what I'm getting is that there's a possibility that the bad guy here maybe had a crush or liked one of the females, possibly. Um, it said that he fantasized about her, so I don't know who the 4 are. do know from word of mouth it was 2 females and 2 males, I believe, or something like that, or 3 females and 1 male. So it said a really gross word. I'm not going to say it, but
is it
hand motion,
possible for you?
after it said after. So after maybe the incident happened, he possibly may have assaulted or done the do himself, I guess, maybe.
Somebody ask her to hold the spirit box closer to the mic, or if you can hear me. I didn't know if you could hear me.
I'm on my blue. Can you guys hear it? No, I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I was just asking you to hold the spirit box next to the microphone, please.
I'm on my earbud, so I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it.
Oh, can you? Does that thing have a speaker of its own or no?
Yeah, it has a speaker, but if I take my Bluetooth off, well, let me see. Can I take my Bluetooth off? Can you guys still hear me if I take my Bluetooth off?
Yeah, we can still hear you, sure.
Okay. Now, can you hear it?
Do we need to ask it a question or?
I didn't hear you. Is he in custody? Is he locked up? Is the bad guy locked up? I can't hear anything now. I can't hear anything now. So I can't hear you if I take the Bluetooth
you have to turn
off.
your Bluetooth off so that speaker works on the spirit box.
All right. Okay. I suck with technology, guys. If you sub to my channel, you'll see that. We'll see.
That's all right. You got the spirit world down.
Yeah, I talk to ghosts much easier than I do technology and people. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear
Yeah,
everything?
we hear you just fine. Sure. Just great. Oh, now we hear it.
Did you hear her say hello?
Yes. Sounds like Xana.
Hello? They're saying hello to you.
Oh, hi. Who is this?
Her name is Pink. She's kind of one of my spirit teams I work with. She was so her last name was Pink. She was an investigator in Scotland Yards. She's been dead about 60 years, and her and Slim help me when I do crime reads, so they can help me chase the bad guy energy.
Scotland Yard, huh? That's pretty impressive. Okay, I'll save those other questions for last.
Macola. Who is Macola? What does Macola mean? RC Cola. I did not hear RC Cola. I thought it's Macola. I don't know what RC Cola means.
RC Cola is soda.
That's a soda.
Oh.
Somebody's talking about an RC Cola. I don't know. We're not picking up a lot on the bad guy energies, but I've got plenty of cards here. I'm gonna just let the box run and see if I can just keep picking up on anything that's gonna be running in the background.
Okay. Just do me a favor and keep the mic close to the speaker box, or the spirit box, please. Thank you.
That's close enough where you can hear everything. Somebody's what? Say that again. Okay, so they're still they're talking about a convicted felon. Is he already in jail? I probably asked that a while ago.
They have a suspect in custody, but he's not a convicted felon, no.
Well, they're saying the bad guy is a convicted felon. So if that's not who's locked up, then chances are good they probably don't have the right guy. I'm not trying to be funny, but the bad guy is a convicted felon, is what the box said.
Ask him if they've heard the word Farley or Demetrius.
Please answer the out loud question. Pink or Slim, do you know those names? They said no, I don't. Is that somebody's name that is locked up?
Ask him if there was multiple perpetrators.
Is there more than one perpetrator in this crime? Three. It says there was three.
Whoa.
Trying to hear over the box, and it's kind of hard. What does that mean? Say it again, please. Cop is whack. Who is the cop? Why is there a whack cop? And I'm sorry for language. Sorry, the box does not have no discernment for
You can
people's
and the
ears.
box, and you can say anything you want.
It said the cop is whack. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
Keep going, please. If you can, put that spirit box right up on that mic, though. We'd love to hear it coming out
It
of there.
really is, but I can't hear
Okay.
you over the mic. That's how it gets really loud. So I can't hear you over the mic. So I'm listening, but they're talking about the cop. They said the cop is whack. And they also said that injustice is happening. I'm not sure what injustice means.
This is wild. I'm muting myself, so you're the only one who can hear me. So when I mute myself, we should be able to hear the box if you have it right up on the microphone there.
I do.
Okay, cool.
Can you not hear it?
We don't hear the box, no. I don't anyway.
Probably this app. I don't know. I've never been on this app before, this V-Do Ninja. So I don't know. Maybe it's just not picking it up.
Is there a volume? Is it on your phone? Maybe you can turn the volume up on your phone a little bit and put it on speaker, something like that.
Got everything up as loud as it'll go, including the S-Box.
Want me to just let you do your thing, and that's what I'm going to do.
So tell me about this. Tell me about this dirty cop.
Which one?
Oh no, I was talking to the box. He should what? So I said, tell me about the dirty cop, and he said it's a setup. So I'm not sure what's a setup. Is the system trying to rail? Oh shit! A whole bunch of shit just hit the floor, y'all. Hold on. The what? Say it again. Who is Hudson? Forensics is being hidden. What about forensic? Who is Hudson? An investigator. Hudson River? I don't know. I sometimes this is where I don't know the case. I'm told. I'm like, shit, I don't know.
You're crushing it.
So, huh? What'd you say?
You're absolutely crushing it right now.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. Thank you. So I went ahead and I pulled some cards, and if cards hit the floor for me, that means it's pretty much at the door. So now, who is it at the door for? I feel like we're really chasing this cop in this bad guy energy, but it says that this was in reverse. So this was forensic evidence is not being turned in correctly. I don't know if something was altered. I've seen it happen before where they smudge up some blueprints or the autopsy makes the x-rays look different than what they're supposed to, but there's something not right with the evidence. So I don't know if it was staged. I don't know. You know, you can't have perfect evidence. There's no such thing, right? But it also says that there is a witness that will fully disclose of authority, right? So there is an authority figure that's around this situation that eventually I think is going to talk. It says, I also pulled that the suspect lives within walking distance of the crime scene. And I also got that there is a convicted criminal that knew the victim. So again, I'm coming back to this convicted criminal that actually might have been the one with the pew-pew. I feel like there might have been a gun involved. And then I also feel like we've either got a dirty cop that maybe might know who the bad guy is in this situation. Maybe they're trying to cover up for the bad guy. I don't know. I'm going to look at Triumph Della Luna and see if I can pick up on any more of this. This is what I use for the broken system because there's like 13 devils and there's a bunch of different towers and there's all kinds of ugly cards in this deck. So for me, this is when I need to check the system, this is the deck I run to when I need to know if I'm dealing with a dirty system.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Hold on, let me turn this down so I can hear you.
Where have you been all my life?
Oh, I'm a roamer. I wander from here, there, and everywhere. So I've got 10 of cups in reverse. I got 9 of swords. I got 7 of wands. And I got the ace of wands in reverse and 8 of cups in reverse. Oh, yeah, we're dealing with more than just a broken system. I do believe that they may even try to do something with this trial, like, you know, how a lot of people, and again, they're saying Hudson. So I don't know if the Hudson River has anything to do with this. They are coming in hot and strong. I'm going to need a fan. Okay. Ooh, 1 second, guys. 1 second. Woo!
Oh,
I'm still here. We're here. We made it. We made it.
You okay?
Tripod falls.
Roommate tried to hit it.
My roommate tried to take me out. It's okay. So, I don't know what I'm picking up this Hudson River for and everything, but I feel like there's something involved with the Hudson River, even if maybe the criminal crossed the Hudson River to try to hide or something like that. I don't know, but we definitely got 9 of swords energy going on here. So I feel like this cop knows that his days are numbered. I don't know if maybe this might not even be the first time with this 8 of cups in reverse. This ace of wands in reverse together paired up here. This may tell me that this is actually not his first time. But with this being a promise in reverse, this is basically the universe saying that his days are numbered, right? So we do have this 9 of wands energy. So we do have someone that is standing their ground, even though they know they are dead ass wrong in the situation. This 10 of cups lets me know that they don't care about anything but their self. They're not putting their family in mind. They're not putting their job in mind. They're not putting the community in mind. They're only thinking about their self. So I do think that the system is crazy going against this guy, unfortunately. Hudson was a student. Oh, so that might be a name. Okay. Is this person that you call a convicted felon, Pink or Slim, or whoever's working with me, because you guys are hot? Is there anything else you want to tell me about this actual case or about this bad guy energy? Oh, has he done it before? So it said the cop's a lie. So I don't know if he's given any kind of false statements or testimony or anything like that, but it said the cop's a lie. What else? He knew him again. So I kind of got that feeling a while ago when I looked at them cards with the upside down evidence, like the cop is trying to hide something. And then it just said that he knows him. So has he covered up many crimes before this? More than one. So more than one time, this guy, this cop, this authority figure, he's either altered evidence or staged evidence or completely covered up maybe for this individual before. What else do you need me to know? Say it again. Repeat that, please. Okay, so it said he perjured himself. I don't know exactly what like I said, I don't know if this is somebody that is maybe being a false witness or just giving false statement, or if we're still talking about the cop here. Let me look at my, say that again. Oh, of course, so I show up in the day. Of course I do. Okay, so okay, so there's a whole lot of superstition. There is something going on. Look, so I got the Ouija card, I got superstition, and I got the pigeon post, which means that it's an incoming message, right? So what I feel like is going on right now is I feel like the victims are trying to get me to see that somebody innocent is being one. It feels like framed almost. Correct. It said correct. So there's someone that is being framed in this situation. Unfortunately, it sounds pretty damn horrible, but what else do I need to know? So it says if you look at similar cases in the area, you'll find a link, right? So again, I think we need to look at this cop's, maybe his arrest record. Maybe we need to look at his trial court situation. We need to really look into the investigative officers. There is something going on. It does say that money could possibly be involved, and also that drugs, someone was under the influence, right? So was that the bad guy coming in, or is this just the criminal, right? Absolutely don't know, but it feels like, okay, so I feel like I'm at a club or a party. I feel like I'm having a good time, and then I feel like there's nothing, right? There's no coming around. There's no waking up, right? So it could be the victims might have been under the influence of something like that, but it does say that money's possibly involved. So is somebody trying to pay someone off, or somebody trying to pay somebody to be quiet? It's all a strong possibility, but I do think we really either need to look at this cop's arrest record, or we need to look at some of his prior statements or testaments or testimonies, because it does sound like he may be playing the system or part of a very broken system anyway.
Can you see if you can get a name for the cop?
Does anybody want to tell me anything that is, let me think of my words here. Okay. Without it being personal gain involved, can somebody tell me a name? No personal gain is attached to this. I gain nothing from knowing a name. It said no. So I unfortunately my team does not like going into that, because of the simple fact is once it's out there, right? And we're not going to do is we're not going to talk bad about somebody, but they're saying the arresting officer. So I think that's a very specific role in this case. Like it would be not the one that didn't put the handcuffs on him, because it's the one that's going to have to claim the handcuffs is the one that we're speaking of. So it would have been the arresting officer that we are speaking of. So we could look in court records and documents and find out who the arresting officer is, but he's saying the arresting officer. I'm being on that side. Unfortunately, I'm not ashamed to say it, but what I can tell you is that whoever's cuffs those are, they're the ones making the arrest. They're the ones that have to account for those cuffs, whether the cuffs come on, do the damage to the physical body. They're all being reported by the cop that put the cuffs on, so to speak. So That's the one I'm going to want to look at. Is there any other officers involved or any other law authority figure in this case that could be involved? Oh, okay. So I just got the serial killer card, right? So this is never a very comfortable card for me. Well, one, I'm a Gemini, so you know all of them like to fall in that category. But what I can tell you is that this person has done it more than 3 times. It's the consistency of 3 that makes it the serial, right? So this is not their first nor their second. So this is because it was 4, that would put them all the way up to like maybe 6, maybe 7. So I do believe they have an extensive criminal record. That they do very good at hiding. Maybe they don't look the part. Like some people don't look like they're a convicted felon. They don't look like they've been to prison. They don't look like they've been in trouble. They don't even look like they've ever jaywalked before, right? So this is somebody that I feel we're looking for that is not going to look like your everyday criminal. Not that I'm stereotyping us, but y'all know what I mean. This wasn't a crime of someone who has never done this before. So I just got the card that says that says the victim doesn't know the bad guy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't know who the killer is, right? This is telling me that they do know because it's in reverse. When it's falling in a place of, I think maybe they might have recognized his face, maybe they've seen him around town, but maybe they don't personally know him. But I do believe that someone that possibly could have had some kind of fatal attraction, crush, obsession, or something may have led the bad guy to this situation here. I think there's definitely more than one person. I believe there's the person of obsession. I believe there's the person that played with the pew pew. And then I believe there is the person that maybe could have been, I don't want to say a getaway driver, but I do believe that there's a third person involved here, whether 2 people went to somebody to get out of the area and they don't know what happened and they willingly drove them out of the area. But I do believe that there are 3 possibly involved. Got confusion and trickery. What is that relating to? Is that related to the system, the officers? Is there anybody in the court of law that knows about this or goes along with it? We got strength in reverse, we got temperance in reverse, and the high priestess in reverse. Holy shit. Okay. All right. So, whoever this is that's of this, so what do you, so they're saying stenographer, right? So the word stenographer comes out right now. So this would be somebody that works, like would be taking testimony. They're saying ma'am. It's a female, possibly. What do I need to know? What are you trying to say? Does that have anything to do with the high priestess in reverse, temperance in reverse, or strength in reverse? Okay. So basically the strength, right? The strength in reverse is representing this, like this person that knows this dirty cop, this authority figure, right? They don't have the strength to stand up against them. They know there's a possibility that they could either lose their job, they could catch a lot of backlash. But this ma'am, this female, this stenographer person, I do believe she could be not necessarily a whistleblower, but I do believe she could be the one that is going to catch the evidence, right? Maybe she's going to find out that the evidence has been tampered with or whatever. But I do believe there is a courthouse official that will find out that the evidence has either been tampered with or manipulated in some way. It's definitely a female, and she's got some kind of authority, some kind of thing. I don't think it would be in reverse if she was a judge or something like that. So I believe she maybe sits with a judge. So we're gonna go with maybe the clerk or the stenographer or something like that. One of the females that would be sitting in the courtroom is going to recognize either the altered evidence or something. They're gonna be the one that probably brings this into the light of day, I believe. Who is Shelly? I just got a name, Shelly. Who is Shelly?
Somebody commented on there. I don't know if they're talking about you. Wondering if what information do you know, and if you're being compelled or emotionally charged to this. And if it's about you, you're cold. You don't know anything.
Who? It was a comment, a chat
yeah,
comment.
scroll up. I don't know if it was about you or not though.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't
So
really
maybe
paying
you could
attention.
address it. Do you know anything about this case?
I don't know anything about this case.
So then therefore-
I'm reading ice cold.
That was kind of the question, if it was to you or not.
Oh, okay. All right, I missed it.
If I had a link, I could be in chat myself, but I don't know what channel you're on. Like, I don't know the guy's name. I don't know nothing about him, so I can't even go on the page. What's his name? I can search it.
It's Kane B, the Purge. It's there on the back.
Okay.
Roommates? What about the roommates? What about the roommates? What do we need to know about the roommates? Male. Why male? What about the male? Or
I am, and I also am not. Okay. I know it.
so okay, so I got more than one bed, so I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't know anything about the people more than one bed. Okay, they said it twice. Is there a male in the situation that may have been maybe bed hopping? I'm not. I don't want to talk bad about anybody. I'm definitely not trying to speak on the victims. But I did get male bed hop. So is it possible? Of course it's possible. Anything in the world is possible. I absolutely don't know anything about the case, and I would never speak on the victim in any way that would be harmful to them or the family. I'm just literally repeating what a spirit box, an analog spirit box is saying. I'm just repeating it. Hudson is still, they said Hudson again. So again, guys, I don't know if this is Hudson River. I don't know if this is a name that could be involved. And then they said arresting the officer. So I would. Were the items brought into the house or were they already there? Could you answer the out loud question, please? There? Repeat the answer, please. Louder. It was not there. So it believes the evidence was not there, whatever items someone in the chat was asking. That it says that items was not there. So I'm assuming they were brought in somehow or by someone. And then it just said, you know it. So I don't know if that's confirmation that I heard it correctly. But it said, you know it. So, is there any other questions for the box?
Somebody asked if the roommates knew the killer.
Was there anyone that knew the killer or killers or the bad guy that was involved? Said, I believe so. Like I said, again, we're just picking up on energy that is just kind of floating around in the ethers. What else can you tell me? Ooh, someone has a secret. It said they know a secret. So they know a secret. So the box said they know a secret, and I literally got a card that said someone's keeping a secret, right? So Mother Moon knows a secret is the card that I get right when the box says someone has a secret. So possibly, maybe is yes. Somebody does have a secret. Somebody does know something possible, or know who one of the involvement is. Would anyone find value in a situation like what happened in that house? Is that a question? I don't think that's a question. Somebody's having some pretty bad nightmares right now. Somebody is literally being haunted. Like, they're probably not sleeping. They're probably starting to look like they're not sleeping. There is a question? I missed it. Was a kabar used? Woke up, hello, hey, sis, been making me like paradise, again, Hudson. Yeah, they said Hudson like 3 different times. So they're saying there was benefit. So again, I got that money card. So somebody, I don't want to think that somebody set it up, but I do believe that either hush money is involved or somebody that has a couple of coins or a couple of dollars could buy the truth with the right amount of money. I believe the truth could be exposed or actually bought. I believe the truth can be bought. So I got the Magician in reverse. 2 of Cups, 9 of Cups. Oh my gosh, I got the Queen. Okay. Alright. Well, there is a whole lot of vindictive energy going on, right? So we've got the 2 of Cups paired with a reverse Ace of Pentacles. So this reverse Ace of Pentacles tells me that there is financial gain to this, but it's not being done in a proper way, right? Because it's in reverse, this little sneaky 2 of Cups is telling me that bedfellows possibly, they like to talk a lot when they do that pillow talking because they don't know how to keep their mouth shut. So I would be very cautious to see who it is that they're talking to, because somebody is really ready to talk and they're ready to tell it all. So we got the Moon in reverse, meaning that they're ready to remove the shadows. They're ready to remove the falsehoods, the misunderstandings and all that. They're just waiting for the right person to drop them coins, right? So while they're waiting on the right person to drop these coins, they're sitting over there like a magician in reverse. And we got this young, immature page energy coming in. So that's their mentality. They're constantly being immature. They're thinking about themselves. They may even have narcissism with Napoleon complex kind of attitude, right? They're going to be very, very, very specific and very selfish and very cold and probably emotionally detached from a lot of things that doesn't revolve around them and their world on them. Oh, okay. So is there any kind of blades involved? Sometimes you guys have to be pretty specific. I've had 8 aneurysms and 15 brain surgeries, and I've died twice, so I don't understand words. So my roommate was showing me what that is. So is there any blades involved? Can you answer the out loud question, please? Say that again, please. So it sounded like it said 7 inches. So I don't know if that's like a blade length. Like it said 7 inches. 7 inches of what? 7 inches of Damascus steel, metal. What are we talking about? 7 inches of what? Again with this dink on 7 of Wands. And we got the Emperor in reverse. So there's your crooked king. There was a knife. Okay, so I'm assuming the knife, it said there was a knife, and I also got 7 inches. So I don't know if they can like do any kind of measurements with the autopsy, if there was any kind of length. Because, you know, they can tell how far in something penetrates. Maybe that's what the 7 inches represents, either the blade length or maybe the penetration wounds. 7 inches of blade, 6 inches of handle. Holy crap, 7 inches matters. Okay. Wow. I'm dude. Y'all are handsome men. Argument. So it said that there was a fight or an argument that started it all, right? So I get this card to pop up and it shows that there was some kind of fight that possibly started it all. There is an interview there is a suspect that never got interviewed, right? So somebody intentionally didn't interview somebody, right? So when we're trying to cover up a crime, that usually happens. We don't usually go after the one we know did it. We're going after one we're trying to make the evidence fit. It says additional evidence will be discovered in court. So again, I'm going to go back to, I feel like a female could be the one that's going to blow this case open because she's going to either work in a court of law or she's literally going to be the one that's fact checking on the autopsy, or maybe she's just part of an innocence project somewhere down the road and an innocent person goes to prison, unfortunately, and it's going to take that kind of investigator to get to the bottom of what really happened, especially when the system's trying to cover the fact that it's broken and dirty. It's already broken, but when you're dirty on top of broken, there's really no winners here at all, including the bad guy. Nobody wins. That's my roommate, y'all, Mosaic. You look like you got something to say. Say it. Am I all the way off on the box? Are they off on the bad guy? So I did get innocence will pay, right? So I do think that somebody innocent might actually go to jail for a crime they didn't commit, and it's going to take maybe the Innocence Corporation or Foundation to maybe help them. So, something will be decoded. What will be decoded? The trial? What about the trial? Okay, so it said cops guilty. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but again, it wants to really beat up the bad guy here as a cop, so Again, I'm not making any kind of accusations or any kind of false statements on anybody. I'm literally just repeating what's coming across through the dead on the other side of a spirit box. There's a question.
He said, will this mystery be solved with a guilty verdict? Plus, yes.
Yes, the box just said yes. Did you hear it?
Then it said, may we by spiritual healing as well as spiritual correction. Do not want to.
Oh, 100%. See, what's gonna happen is when I get off here, I'm gonna go and well, if it's not tonight, it's probably gonna be tomorrow, and I'm just gonna send my team to go after the bad guy, and we might just see who we can really find. My team gets real anxious to go after bad guy energy, so I don't know. I may, if you guys bring this back up again, I may even have more information down the road. But right now, they're really focusing on the broken system. An innocent man is in jail, is what they're saying, and that an innocent man could go to prison. That's kind of heartbreaking.
Richard's Art said, thank you. Spiritual healing is way bigger than we as a physical being understand.
Oh, yes. Yes. Death penalty is on the line? Oh. So this is a capital case. Well, yeah. The trying for 4 capital. Okay. So this is Ohio, right? Oh, I wish I had my
Idaho.
Okay.
Idaho. A lot
Idaho,
of Ohio
Idaho.
in it, though.
Yeah. Is an innocent man gonna go to jail? I think so. That was the answer I just got. I think so.
He says she knew nothing except the fast bill we gave her earlier, and I got all of this. I have chills.
Yeah,
It's crazy sometimes. It's
I-
amazing.
Well, I just find that it's better to be cold. Somebody that has already all the facts, I don't understand why they don't just wait and be patient. Some people can't have all the facts until, certain things happen. But me personally, I don't want to know anything. I want to know that everything that I pick up on is hopefully authentic to the case. It'll go fast. What will go fast?
Dentures versus new.
The jury. So if we need something to raise a reasonable doubt, then, right? I mean, reasonable doubt could like throw this anywhere that would help him benefit, right? So what can we start spitting into existence right now for this innocent person, if they're genuinely innocent, that can start giving the defense a reasonable doubt way to go? Could you repeat that, please? Davis? Who is Davis? Is Davis in this case? Is there a Davis in this case? Did you say Davis? I did? Okay. Okay. I don't know who Davis is, but maybe it's a last name. Maybe it's a road. I don't know. It could literally be anything. It could be a restaurant where maybe there's some truth to be found or something. I'm not sure, but whatever Davis could possibly mean, it could be somewhere for the defense to maybe start bringing up reasonable doubt to help this guy, maybe.
So,
Hi. Hi.
follow-up question. This is to you and your beloved advisors. Could this case be larger than in one U.S. state, possibly in Athens?
How many states does this case cover in total? 10. How many states does this case total? And do not play on my box or I will close my door. It says 3. So again, I'm going to ask it one more time, and this is the last and final time I'm going to ask you. If you don't give me the same number, it's over with. It's a wrap. How many states are involved in this case? 7? Silent? 3. 3. So it's saying that there's 3 states involved. I don't know if that's just that the bad guys committed three different, and it just said it again, 3 different ones. So again, we could be, it's, my team really goes after bad guy energy. So maybe he's committed the case, or once again, maybe we need to look into this cop. Is this cop always worked here? Has he worked in any other states? Has he worked in any other fields? Maybe this cop has other cases in other states that maybe he's perjured himself on. Is there any connection between this case and the Delphi, Indiana murders of the 2 girls? I don't know what to tell you. They're saying no. They're saying there's no connection.
Sentenced to 188 months of federal prison for carjacking and unlawful possession of a firearm. Acting U.S. Attorney Justin Wacott announced. I don't know if that's the Davis connected.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's even connected to this
Right.
case. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it could be. It's possible. I mean, you have to think about for one, the S box is only going to bring in knowledge that it can say, and ghosts don't have spirit to where they can just sit around and talk. They don't have human mouths and ears and eyes and all of that. So it takes a lot for them to get the information and then get the information to a spirit box where it can be heard analog through a microphone. So there's a lot of energy on, and they are really roasting me out with all the energy. So I'm probably going to shut the box down, guys. I'm literally at 1 bar on my battery, so I'm gonna have to shut my box down because I don't want to kill my box, because that just does all kinds of craziness to the door. I don't want to leave no doors open, so give me 1 second while I close the box down. But I do have cards, or we can always come back if you'd like me to come back at a later time with the box. Let's see. So, I don't know if that really helped, guys. Like I said, I like to be cold, but I do believe there is some key information that can be looked into and possibly addressed to see if there's more that can happen.
I'll be right back. I need a drink. Oh, wait, it's here. Oh, yeah. Wow, you really blew our minds there.
Thanks.
That was incredible. Oh my gosh. I didn't even see Mints for Kittens. Thank you very much. That's amazing. I'm trying to type something. Okay, so let's talk about what you heard first. That was I tell you, you couldn't. Now, you don't know anything about this case, you're saying?
No, no. Only what you guys have told me when I saw you in Echo's channel earlier, and then I asked my roommate. I was like, "Have I read on this case?" And she was like, "No." And I looked through all of my crime reads because I like to. I keep most of them private, but there are some that are on my channel, and I made sure. I was like, "Nope, I've never read on the case. I don't know anything about it."
JJ, are you back there? I can't control your volume right now. Where JJ went, JJ, you might have to come out and come back in, JJ. Because I messed. Excuse me, too many M&Ms. Yeah. So overall, what was before we talk about it? What was your feelings on that read? Hirsch. Thank you for that, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I don't like a broken system. I'm a product of the broken system, unfortunately. So I do my best to try to make sure that when I'm really hunting a bad guy, that I'm really focused on the bad guy. I do not like dirty cops, and I like to blow the whistle on dirty cops. So I may have to go on my channel so I can do what I need to say and say what I want to say on my channel, and there'll be no consequences because I'm not gonna care, and they know that. So if there's a bad guy and he's in law enforcement, I'm definitely going after him. So I kind of like that you brought this case in front of me, and I like what I do. So I'm gonna go after the bad guy, and I hope he gets caught. That's what I hope, even if he's a cop.
Yeah, especially if he's a cop, right? Holy cow!
Damn right.
All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to ask us about it, or add about your reading?
No, I think I pretty much made it as clear as I could. I I don't like when the innocence just gets taken advantage of. I can't swear 100% that this guy is innocent, but I've got a 90% strong gut feeling that my intuition isn't wrong, and this guy is innocent. And if he's innocent, then we're gonna need a lot of people pointing fingers at dirty cops, broken systems, missing evidence, forcing evidence to be retested. Um, I think there's quite a few steps that can be taken, but we have to have a defense lawyer that's ready to go up against pretty much not just the prosecuting attorney, but the entire broken system when there's a dirty cop involved. Because we don't know how high up the chain the dirt actually goes, because there's not just one dirty cop. There's never just one dirty cop, guys. There's just not. So, maybe there's a dirty prosecuting attorney that works with the cop, or maybe there's a dispatch officer that only calls certain cops for certain things. I don't know. So I do believe that there is a lot more going on behind the scenes that I haven't even looked at yet, and I am going to enjoy deep diving for sure.
That's awesome. We'll schedule you back for the next Purge. I usually kind of do them as the crows flies. So Thursday, Friday, one of those days, good for you? Or Mondays are good?
As long as they're at night like this, yeah. As long as they're at night like this, yeah.
Okay, yeah. We typically I'm the king of the night, so we're usually running after night. I was going for a daytime crowd for a while, but we like the night.
Yeah.
Here.
No, I understand. I appreciate it. I don't mind the nighttime. And I'll definitely come back. Or if there's other cases or whatever, anytime you need a spirit box, as long as it's analog. I do have a digital box, but I'm just more for the analog, so that I know that there's nothing pre-programmed or anything where somebody could say, "Oh, it knew it was going to say that." Nope, it can't hear me. It's analog. So,
did you say picogrammed?
Picogrammed?
You just said picogrammed.
No, well, I mean, the digital box, they can peak into like your word verbiage on your phone, those digital boxes. So yeah, picogram. They're peeking into your your words on your phone. Yeah. So I don't
No,
use the digital
picogram is a
box.
measurement of skin cells for the DNA in this case. 60
Oh well,
picograms or
that's the
70
word in
picograms.
my head. So yeah, that's the word they said, and that's what I repeated. So I don't know if that's gonna
You said a
benefit
lot.
something.
You said, like, everything you said was... And, like, I don't know what you and Trish discussed earlier, but I doubt that she had time to coach you in all that you said. There's just no way.
Anybody that knows me knows I cannot be coached.
I
Not
love
happening.
it. I love it.
My team ain't going. We
All
can't be
right.
filtered. None of that.
Well, I hope you stick around in the chat here. It's been a real honor to have you. It's Hershey. What's the name of your channel?
Hershey the Shadow Reader. I'm the one and only.
Unbelievable. I believe. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for being on the Purge.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, well, stick around in the chat if you want to hang around. And if anything else comes up, feel free to pop back in and let us know.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much, Hershey. All right, that was... And thank you, guys. I'll make sure that whatever portion of the chats that you send, the super chats and stuff, will go to Hershey, whatever is left over after YouTube. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Everybody's hard-earned money. I know it's not easy. And so let's get to... JJ, you'll have to come back in if you're listening. Come back in. Come out and come back in. I mean, don't come out. But, you know. It's already there. That's right. Here we go. What are we starting with? And this is... Okay, so... I was alluding earlier to if you are on Social Security. This is what you're going to need to qualify for this $2,000 check. And all kinds of people are on Social Security disability, these types of things. Some people take it early. So let's see here. What the hell is it? Millions of Americans are waiting to receive the Social Security checks this month. More than 70 million people rely on the payments. In the upcoming week, the administration will release the last of the payments to those who qualify. Several people will receive their payments on May 21st. Apart from the retirement payments, these will include payments for disability insurance and survivor benefits. The payment schedule usually varies for the receivers. Okay, guys, so there's some good news to start off the day, and I'll get to that one here in a minute. And then we'll get back to that one in a minute. Sometime between JJ and now. What do we got here? Okay. Let's start with an untruth today. There he is. Yeah, come back in, JJ. You have to go out and come back in, because I can't... You'll come up on the thing, but I have no control over you, and there's no way I can clone you that way. So this is the title. Here, I don't know why it's so big, I'll be honest with you right now. That's what she said. Okay. Let me make it a little smaller. I love this. I live for this kind of stuff. America stunned by Dateline's chilling new Idaho details, right? Let me make this bigger so I can read it. That's what she said again. Okay. No, I can't. Now they don't want me to read it. Oh, no. They put this video up here that I can't. No. No. Maybe I can read between the lines. No. Oh, man. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to go over the major points. They have this whole PowerPoint here. And maybe if I make it smaller. Get back to what you were. There we go. Maybe. Nope, it's taking over the whole world. I'll refresh the page, shall I? Shall you? There you Oh, because it's got it so big, it's all crazy. Gotcha. Alright. I'll just go over the point. Dateline's exclusive look into the Idaho. Weeks after Idaho, Koberger saved over 60 stories and news pieces about crime. He was a criminology student? I don't know. It was part of his job. New detail number 1. Weeks after, Koberger watched strange YouTube video about Something Is Wrong With Me. He also listened to a Britney Spears song. Oh my, he is guilty. Wait, we'll get to that. After, Koberger had an interest in Bundy. According to Google searches, he studied under the woman who wrote the book on Bundy. Yes, he's got an interest in Bundy. Surprise! Oh, his Bundy-like selfie. 24 hours after reading up on Bundy, Koberger took selfies dressed up, similar to Bundy. 24 hours after, sure. Weeks after murders and hours before arrest, Koberger was listening to Criminal by Britney Spears. I mean, just put them in front of the fire. They've got a solid case. Newly surfaced video. This is what confused me. I don't know what this is, all this business over here. Here's the house. Here's the Linda Lane camera, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. 2 minutes fastest. Anyway, they're still trying to make that timeline work. If one were to drive where this camera footage was taken to the scene of the crime, it would take 2 minutes. Tops. White Elantra. Many reviewing this online footage believe that this footage shows Brian and his white Elantra driving and turning around at the stated in the original filed legal documents. The timestamp on this camera was lining up perfectly what the investigators have said about the case. Here we see someone getting into a vehicle, but this time it isn't an Elantra. Wow, this is the first news story I've ever seen with Linda Lane footage. I guess it's because it's just brand newly released. Is this something we haven't seen? Because I haven't seen if it's not an Elantra. It goes on. It's more fun to come. So when the vehicle, the timestamp, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Okay, there's the camera. There's his house. This was, I guess that's what you'd see over here. I don't know, whatever. Walking path. These are the 2020 big or Dateline points that they had to break protocol and destroy the gag order over. And there will be butts. Oh, I have butts. I want butts. They're not going to get punished at all. They're not going to get punished in the slightest. Okay. It doesn't matter. Right, there's the dumpster cam. Dumpster cam. Up that hill, you can see the stacked apartments where vehicles parked below, and the alleged camera footage was taken. Here are the good ones coming in. Along with the information above, Dateline shared stories of one individual who had met Koberger and another that had exchanged phone numbers with him. Yeah, we know. New Dateline, the Idaho. What new info will Dateline uncover? Their latest trailer implies a lot. I mean, this is from today, literally, this article. I'm not kidding. Alright, that was basically all the fun there. The home is now torn down. They claim to know of Koberger's whereabouts. There it is. Eerie to think the suspect lived here. Why? What's eerie? Dateline will release this on Friday. This is all been released. Did Cobra meet the victims here? The pool party. Dateline will speak to someone that knew him. Dateline 2 has information on Koberger's reading about Ted Bundy. Dateline claims to have access to photos saved on Koberger's phone. Cell activity. Dateline claims to have new records showing activity near the scene. They're so accurate. Alright. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here tonight. This is just a funny headline. I didn't write it. You can't write this shit, right, folks? Chelsea Whitaker. Yay. Okay. I see you, Mary Holt. We'll bring you some Morningstar. Your darkness. TGREFYFE. Thank you for being here today. The Richards ART, I haven't had hello to you. You had great questions, you guys. More, thank you for being in. I appreciate you being here. Shadow Reader, we did a great show with you. I love it. I love that you're still here. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Do I need to read it? Do I have to? Purge? Who are you talking to, boy?
Processor? Is that correct?
Let me see if you cleared security, sir. Oh!
Oh, don't be cloning me, Kane.
You got really giant all of a sudden. My goodness, we're gonna get a dose of JJ
either,
today.
Kane. Don't be making me big.
I couldn't help
Equally
it.
as bad as cloning.
It's like when Hunter Johnson puts his you'll see in the video coming up, he kind of tickles Ethan's leg in not a straight way. Not that there's anything wrong with straight.
Speaking of tickling things, I'm here to talk about the Gooch.
I see you're coming in hot with the Gooch. I had to go wash my Gooch during my reel. It's the first time we lost JJ. JJ down. Are you having weather again, JJ?
Yeah, it's moving.
I feel he's just gonna clog me over the head one time, JJ. Just one time.
We've had some nice weather the last couple of days, but we got some more storms coming back in tonight.
Yeah, I wish we'd get a little piece of rain. We got 1 or 2 rainy days, and it was nice. But my grass out there is drying up, and my sneakers are dragging dirt into my car. It's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
Can you bash my head though once, and I'll go and I'll click out right and watch. Bash my head like
like this, like that.
Other hand, other way.
Yeah.
Do it again. I want to play whack-a-mole in the Purge.
Boom, boom.
So you saw that I brought M&Ms to the Type 2 diabetes contest that we're having? This ongoing thing?
This edition of the Purge is brought to you by Chocolate Payday.
I'm starting to wonder if that's the same one from the last time.
No, I couldn't get by with that. My dog, old Abner boy, would not permit that.
Abner, big Payday fan. He likes his nuts.
Oh, big time. Well, let's look what you got here. You got it's a Payday. It's chocolatey Payday. It's covered peanut caramel bar covered in chocolate. I mean, what can go wrong?
As long as it's not an Almond Joy, I think we're on the safe side.
Can't do it, sir. Can't do it.
I don't know what your coconut is not good for you though, so it's a good thing that you're off the coconut.
I won't do it.
You were never on it, huh?
I'm never on it.
Listen. What about the Gooch?
What about it? I got into I saw some, I don't know if it's Twitter misinformation these days or, Twixter misinformations, but, or, social media in general, but I just, I see folks commenting on stupid stuff all the time. I saw someone commenting on some stupid Gooch stuff earlier, and I was like, I don't normally feel like I need to intercede, but, it was the Gooch, so I felt necessary to intercede. Someone was trying to claim Brady Gooch was Victoria Gooch's son. I said nope. And then they're like, "You got proof?" I'm like, "Well, you got proof because you're the one making these silly claims,
Somebody on Twitter? Would that be who would that be? Do you want to give a name?
Who knows? I just saw a post and I felt obligated.
I thought you were talking about a creator.
Interject.
That's cool.
No, just some folk of the interwebs. I just see these things all the time on there where folks are making ridiculous claims around this case, and I'm not willing to waste any of my time to try to disseminate whether or not, or discern whether or not it's misinformation or disinformation, intentionally speaking. And, I just make the same sarcastic comments either way. You know what I mean?
Do you mind if I click out? I don't know if you caught it while you were on your walk. I bought some espresso, and I haven't had a chance to open it up yet. We passed with flying colors on the last purge. It only took them an hour to clear us for the advertisement liability. Just by the way, just mentioning that. But you're gonna have to hold off for 1 minute because I want you to do your little tonight's introduction from JJ while I make a cup of coffee.
Tonight's introduction brought to you by Chocolate Payday, Type 2 Diabetes, and Kane's new espresso.
Love it.
Here at the Purge, we like to increase our chances of obtaining type 2 diabetes by stuffing our mouth holes full of sugary objects and snacks. What else is on deck here? I mean, what I was saying about the Gooch is, I understand there's a lot of stuff going on around a lot of these fraternity folks right now. With folks trying to reassemble what the hell went on there in the aftermath and in hindsight, retroactively speaking. But I don't know. I just think that making silly claims like that are just ridiculous. And, no one really talks about the Gooch in a proper perspective. I know, Kane, you'd mentioned that you've brought the Gooch up, and I've heard you bring her up on other shows and panels you've appeared on. And I don't think even some folks within the YouTube creator sphere quite grasp the gravity of the Gooch's role in all of these things. She is not only the one who was involved in questioning Dylan Mortensen, I believe it was December 4th, regarding that's the frozen shock phase statements and whatnot she allegedly made that made the PCA. That was the Gooch. We just didn't find out she was involved in that for 2 more years. It was her and Blaker, apparently. And then she's the one chasing down all the IGG stuff in December 2022, immediately before she punches. I believe she retires 2 days after they hear the name Brian Koberger, as the story goes. I think it was December 21st was her date of retirement. Maybe December 22nd. So, I think the concept should not be lost that she's the daughter of a U.S. military career military intelligence officer who then took a job as the Ada County, I believe the Ada County Supervisors Board or County Commissioner. I'd have to go back and look, but it was a administrative role within the Ada County, politics there. And that was directly after this man apparently went undercover with his boss, Colonel Paul Tate, to investigate the murder of Paul Tate's daughter, Sharon Tate, from the Manson murder. So this Victoria Gooch, interesting character nonetheless. But not Brady Gooch's mother. In fact, no known relations. In fact, Victoria Gooch is a Gooch simply by marriage. And Brady Gooch actually appears to be related closer to the methamphetamine dealing Gooch from Spokane that I previously discussed on a Purge, where that Gooch is co-conspirator in that large-scale meth trafficking case. They moved his co-conspirator down to Whitman County Jail in that federal case for holding on December 5th, 2022. So, along with a Air Force staff sergeant who was involved with the theft and selling of stolen ammunition and guns from Fairchild Air Force Base in Spokane. There's a lot more. I've been looking a lot more into that whole story because, one, I can't find that fellow in the federal prison lockup system. His name does not appear, so something tells me that dude turned some state's evidence and went under some sort of witness protection because I can't find that guy because they were dealing in silencers that the Air Force does not have in their inventory. That's what he got busted for, was selling a silencer to an undercover ATF agent, but he had like 9 silencers on him. So, but back to the Gooch, it was the Gooch is methamphetamine's co-constituent from co-conspirator there from Spokane, Coeur d'Alene. The Spokane side across the border from Coeur d'Alene in a federal case. Those two fellows that fellow and the staff sergeant got moved down to Whitman County. So, as far as these Gooches are concerned, that Gooch in that meth case is more closely related to Brady Gooch than Victoria Gooch's husband is.
You mean the poor man's yayo?
Yeah, disregard, sir. My apologies. I believe you're talking about the yayo.
The poor man's yayo. Yeah. So I just wanted to read something real quick. Thanks for the intro, JJ. I appreciate it.
Well, no worries, sir. I appreciate the time as always. Look forward to the Purge as always. And,
you're a busy guy, dude. You had the occult rejects today, and you probably got something else after this. Who knows?
I checked in another show this evening before I popped in here, yes, sir. But I'm always happy to stop by here and talk the Gooch.
Double thumbs up, bro. How'd you like the thumbnail tonight?
I always enjoy the thumbnail. This one looked particularly wild. Was that Brett Payne issuing a traffic citation?
To his own for RBG. The original AI came from Douglas Outlaw at Backwood Beats and Outlaw Rhythms. Please, somebody put a link in there. Let's get his sub count up. And please hit the like for me and over there at we'll call it Rejects, the Operation GCD Cartman, and make sure you get over there and sub up and join the chats. We have a great time on Wednesdays and Friday Dizzles. So this was Nancy Grace's post.
Yeah.
On
I appreciate
Facebook.
the kind words there, sir. And if I just may add one more thing here, and that is Brett Payne, is he tall enough to issue a traffic citation?
I don't know if he's tall enough to get into that
He must be
Jeep.
this height to issue a traffic citation. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Let me make this so I can read. I got it at like 67% here. All right, so this is, you guys don't see this, right? Where did I go? What did I do? What have I done? Oh no. There it is. And I don't see it either. And I guess I saw it because Dinky IMO was in there, and I started reading some of the comments. And so Dinky says, he also tells you not to, Judge tells defense, this is Nancy's post, Judge tells defense to offer proof of alleged other suspects. And so Dinky said he also tells you not to be deleting those communications, Nancy. It's hilarious. And then so the second one says, his DNA was at the scene. These are the people that follow her. This is how they literally, I'm sorry, JD, what?
No, I was saying, right? This is more of a Nancy Grace. This is her forum. These are her people. Then that this dinky fellow commented on.
They're totally brainwashed. They're mirroring what they think she would say.
Gotcha. Yeah, so he's not in friendly environment when he's making this comment, is what you're saying.
Well, this is Nancy Grace posting it, so these are just people blowing smoke up her ass.
Right, but he's not blowing smoke up her ass, right?
No, he said you better not be deleting those communications,
right?
Because I'm sure she got some stuff too.
Wouldn't doubt it, dude. Wouldn't doubt it.
If it was someone else, he would be screaming his innocence instead of standing silent. This is the one that set me off to get to read this tonight.
Sure.
The defense is going to come up with all kinds of outrageous stories, but in the end, the evidence proves that Koberger committed this horrendous crime. He just thinks he's smarter than the rest of us and has no sympathies for the families. The defense won't be able to overcome the video location data. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying typical those damn pro burgers.
This is the epitome. Well, so I had to read it. The second DNA on the railing. So there was one positive. Surprised she didn't delete it. Now that we have seen the video from the neighbor and the cops, it looks like this neighbor had people all over the place near the time. I don't know what that is. He is guilty. However, I want more information on the roommate that did nothing. Yes, this just talking, throwing spaghetti at the wall, and needs to stop with the defense. Justice is coming. Here it comes. He did it. Guilty. The face of a monster. I bet they find him in the stars. Ha ha ha. Why did the roommate do nothing? But remember when he was first arrested in PA, first thing out of his mouth was a question. Am I the only one you have arrested? Also, the prosecutor, Ellie,
which is a media narrative, right? No one's ever confirmed that he's actually ever said that.
Grasping for straws. Well, she makes it sound like fact, JJ.
Right. Oh, it is. It was on 48 Hours in Dateline. Of course, it's fact.
Indisputable.
News Nation described it.
Even the stuff that they were lying about is now fact again. So we'll turn it around. There was one more. I am beyond upset with this leak. What the hell? Seriously, nearly 2 years of having the gag order in place, and someone or multiple persons feel or felt the need to glorify themselves. The judge only mentions Ellie and staff on the prosecution side being potentially responsible for the leak. But which side has more to gain? And there's all kinds of replies. It gets crazy, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with everybody. And
well, if I've learned anything from Steve Gonzalez, and that is gag orders are for matters of national security.
Ah, yes sir, yes sir. So this one I pulled up for you, JJ. Here, this is. Let me make it a little bigger. Retired 4-star U.S. Admiral convicted on corruption charges.
Get him, Kane.
A jury on Monday convicted a retired 4-star U.S. Admiral who served in the U.S. Navy's second highest ranking officer on corruption charges for steering contracts to a company in exchange for what, JJ?
Hookers and yayo.
A lucrative hand job. That's right. They call it the old-fashioned.
They call that the DC closer right there.
You know that if you're a bartender and you're a girl, and those old men that they come in and they order an old-fashioned, you know what they're saying, right, ladies? Anyway, okay. So how's your day, JJ? How's it going?
Who was the contractor here?
Huh?
This. I mean, what you're describing to me is pretty standard operating procedure within the Beltway. So who did this guy piss off to get charged? You know, he pissed somebody off, and who was the contractor?
Let's find out. A jury found him guilty of offenses including bribery, performing acts of personal financial interest, and concealment of material facts.
It's like Next Jump, maybe? Was that it?
He fled to Venezuela for Wait, what?
Next Jump is a Chinese-owned firm. That's interesting.
He took a plea agreement. It doesn't say what company.
I just read it on your screen. It said Next Jump.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Next Jump.
Now, I'm also on their Wikipedia. It shows it's talking about that same Navy admiral getting bribes and whatnot. It's already on here.
So I thought that was interesting for you. What do you think of that?
That is interesting because again, I think there's a lot of these incidents that, it's not necessarily it may be relative to the Idaho case. I don't know, but not necessarily relative. But all this Chinese CCP influence in politics and society in America, which they've co-opted literally everything through money. Which this is a good example. That's a Chinese-owned firm that this is associated with.
Really? Okay. All right.
Hey now, what you got there, Kane? What you got there, you dirty old bastard?
Oh, I didn't know this was
scamming on some young ladies.
I was trying to go to the
ladies, huh?
JJ. Come on, bro. I was trying to go to the next article.
Did the box people tell you to do this? Did they co-opt you into doing this?
I almost lost it when you said, "I have a question for the box. Where's Jimmy Hoffa?"
Where's Jimmy Hoffa?
Well,
someone
here's
was asking
the
about
thing.
the bodies of the Idaho 4. I'm like, well, we're on the subject. Where's Jimmy Hoffa?
Well, here's the thing: is she said that her team that she shut up, Heather. She said her team, one of them was in the Scotland Yard 60 years ago, and so my next question was going to be who was Jack the Ripper. And
my next question is, how old is this person on the team? 97 years old?
Well, it's a dead person. It's a ghost.
Oh, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. She has a team made up of ghosts. So we'll get she's going to look more into it. And we'll get another reading here Thursday or Friday or whatever day we purge there. Maybe Saturday.
I'll reserve my smart ass commentaries. So where were we at? What was that? What were we talking about? Because I can't. What were we
This was a post I made today. You may have caught, and I can't play the video, unfortunately. But I said, "Oops, construction matters." Yes, trigger warning. Just about what Daniel felt at the moment when he realized his boy Garrett said they can't tell the distance from a tower with the software they've been using. And I screenshotted.
I did see that.
I screenshotted his face at the moment he realized it because I typed it in the chat because he literally cut Garrett off. And he's just like, I mean, he doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. But I think you can
I'm not
tell
sure which was a more ridiculous interview, that or the Howard Bloom one he did recently. But yeah, I watched and listened to this interview because
Garrett reminds me of a spoiled. He reminds me of a spoiled rich kid.
Well, they contradicted themselves throughout the conversation, and in summary, they made the whole statement basically that everything they said was dumb bullshit, and that, I mean, it's just a bunch of it was literally nonsense. Literally nonsense. I'm actually a little bit upset with the Princess of Darkness there. She's the one who sent me the link to watch it. I was like, wait a second, this is complete tomfoolery. I'd never watched this. I'd ignored this Garrett fella, previously till today. Now I'm forced to make a Muppet out of the guy because I can't stand him. He's irritating.
Okay, I'm gonna.
That's my 2 cents, sir, on the Andrew Garrett Discovery drunk fella show.
It's can't even do it. How is it 11:30 already? I've been going 2 hours. I haven't even said hi to Wakinyan Tonka. How are you? I haven't even said hi. Oh man. All right. So where did we leave off, bro? We were doing something. We were talking about. Let me put the AC on. God's sake. Oh, my coffee's ready. I can't reach it.
Get yourself an espresso. Get yourself a fine coffee.
It's ready over there, but I accidentally dumped a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee's worth of sugar in the fucker. So I was in a hurry to get back to the show.
Don't do that.
Well, sometimes you got to take one for the team, GG.
I hear you.
Bro.
So again, I see. I mean, I understand the propaganda campaign, and again, some of the stuff that Garrett fellow made, the statements he made they were silly. Well, I understand that they got to keep ramping it up and whatnot. And, this guy obviously plays a role because he's like, oh, the defense tried to hire me, and then I just happened to be like, I'm going to release all this information to the victim's father because I never read about this case, and his whole narrative is just. It's tomfoolery. It's as much tomfoolery as I was back and forth earlier today via some Twixter DMs with the Lucy Morningstar, the Princess of Darkness there, regarding some of these other tomfoolery, just of more recent stuff we've learned. Aside from the Gooch, it's again the idea that we don't hear that name for over 2 years and then play such an integral part in the case. I think is telling. But it also speaks, I think, also to like the notion of if we heard the 911 call in December 2022 as a public, it would be an entirely different trajectory of the public mindset in this case, right?
That would have blown everybody's minds, right from the get.
Yeah, blown up some brain holes, right?
I mean, yeah, that would have wiped me out. All right.
We wouldn't have been there wouldn't have been discourse for the next 2 years on what the role the roommates had in it. You'd be like, well, this is complete fucking utter bullshit.
Let's watch this quick piece here. Did you watch the Bubbly Waters video that I sent you?
I did.
What did you think of that?
Which one was it? Which one was it? I watched some Bubbly Water stuff. Which one was it?
Let me play it here real quick.
Yeah, I did watch it. Was this the one regarding Brady Gooch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but
that's what got me spun up on that Twixter stuff earlier because I watched that video. I'm like, fuck these idiots.
But there was more.
I don't care to try to decipher what is misinformation or disinformation at this point in time in the case. I've kind of taken Twiz's approach to responding to idiots on Twixter that, like, your general mouth breathers. Again, making a statement that Brady, in response to Bubby Waters' video, they were responding to all that, saying that Brady Gooch's mother was Vicky Gooch. I'm like, this is, it's just this. I have limited patience for such tomfoolery.
But there was more to the video. There was a lot of this.
What do you got?
Okay, so let me see here. I forgot where that was. Let me just skim it. Right here. One thing I noticed from this picture in general. Let me make it a little smaller. Sorry, folks. Hang on. Dead air. Is
you want me to sing a song for us, Kane? Is that what you're saying?
I want you to play the blues, bro.
You ain't leaving the stage until you play the blues, there, Kane.
So in this particular photo, I just noticed that they're all. Here's the thing. Okay, we've discussed about how it seems that for the limited amount of time that they spent at school, and from what we understand from the Vocal family at least, and from the background of some of the other families, these weren't like billionaire kids. They were, and whatever, but they partied all the time. They seemed to dress for every event. So if you have frat stuff, you got the tux. You got look at this middle dress right here. Hold on.
Dress up.
And, yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, I was letting Doubly talk here for a minute. Here it is.
Hello, Satan. Is this the Purge?
Hunter with his little mermaid or merman spike. A part of the, like J Nader comments. Okay, one thing that I've noticed on Hunter's is that there's not a lot on there, for one. But the stuff he does have on there is so generic. And it makes me think, who the hell is he, right? Because that's how things go when they're doing like these psyops and all that stuff. They'll make up a life, a whole history, what your life was like, this and that. And you'll have pictures of family and friends. But there'll only be those generic, it's so generic looking, like it could be anybody, right? So that's what Hunter's wall, his TikTok looks like to me. Yeah, so Jordan King, Hunter shows King, whatever that face is. And then Brady, there's a different Brady Stout. That's my hubby. Find it interesting? Hunter says, love you. 4 fingers. God.
So right there, JJ, they have this thing, and we haven't talked about it before, and it's kind of something I'd forgot about. And they show the picture for a second.
Is this a preamble to you telling me there's a basement?
Idea. I'm just putting it out there because
there is a basement. But hold on.
Jen actually sent me the floor plans. I was looking at them earlier today.
It's probably still there. What did you think about those floor plans? She's feeling not well.
Goodbye, boring.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Hello, delicious. Get 30 beef sticks today for just $36.
But come on, like I said, I'm keeping this a short one, 2 or 3 hours. We're over 2 hours already.
7 hours plus. Yeah, I didn't expect her to send them so quick. I told her I'd share the floor plans with a couple of my old troops that live in the region that used to work for me here when I was stationed at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in the Dayton area. There you go. I got a couple old troops that are now carpenters and like general contractor types. So they I don't know how to read floor plans. They'll be able to tell me, but those are the 2000. My issue with those is those are the 2000 floor plans. So like I know the county's done, Houdini'd all those land records for that property, but I do remember looking at older floor plans for that property. Not to say that I recall the details necessarily, but a couple years ago, there was older floor plans available. My point being is that place was so cobbled together. You know what I mean? The initial floor plans would be the most relevant, I think, as far as trying to understand whatever that foundation is. I don't see much describing there of a basement, but again, I don't know how to read that to any certain degree. I can ask AI to do it. See what Grok says.
That's a great idea. There was a meme today, and I wish I'd saved it, of Costanza sitting at an architecture desk with or drafting desk with architectural blueprints in front of him, and says Costanza finally realized his dream.
Vandalay Industries.
He became an architect.
Importer and exporter.
Vandalay. Say Vandalay! Say Vandalay!
I don't watch many TV shows, but I've seen every episode many times.
I'm doing Modern Family now. I call it my TV time. So whenever Heather texts me during my TV time, I tell her to get me a beer and leave me alone. And so it's on an hour. It's on between 4 and 5. And then sometimes I'll watch, even though it's the dumbest show, it's funny, the Charlie one with, what's his name?
It's Always Sunny?
No, I need to watch more of those.
It's basically like a, a different generation Seinfeld, right? Like a Gen X millennial kind of Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny. You have the same dynamic, really, right? Within the friends, the friend group. I don't want to break this down fundamentally speaking. What were you saying, Charlie?
Schindler's List.
Oh yeah, Schindler's List, fantastic film. I think Howard Bloom wrote that.
The Howard Bloom fantasy. I love it. All right, so getting back to the bubbly waters, where did it go? I forgot everybody was watching me. Let's see here. It must be there. Costanza.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I was watching Back to the Future again last night because I'm doing an occult and esoteric review of the 1986 cinematic masterpiece Back to the Future.
Listen, I'm curious.
GCD Live.
I'm curious to know if you are doing a comparison of the Stoltz character versus the Michael J. Fox character, because Stoltz did halfway through the movie.
How dare you read my mind, sir? How dare you?
I will clone you, sir.
I know you will. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm out of here.
You gotta watch your back.
You're a big fan of film. Would you like to join me sometime for an occult and/or esoteric review on Operation GCD?
Only if it's Evil Dead, or
I was going to suggest Men at Work.
I would do that one. I would do Men at Work.
Are you familiar with the? Well, you're a surfer. I would hope you're familiar with that film.
Was there surfing involved in Men at Work?
Are you serious right now?
I only saw it once. I thought it was like a stakeout. Men at Work was like they were garbage men.
Yeah, dude, they were garbage men. Dude, they're solving mysteries, dude. Keith David's involved. He's got a Vietnam vet with some severe PTSD.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Fantastic film.
I'll have to rewatch it.
No, I'm interested in it because I went through the files of Arthur Ed Sanders, the guy who wrote the book on the seminal book on the Manson family, like the real stuff, Call the Family. And he put all of his files into. He's an old man now, like 88 years old or something. He put his files into Princeton University Library, and I went up there and made copies of everything, and been pouring through a lot of that stuff when I have time. And he wrote an entire book about the mafia and all these dumps, and garbage dumps and chemical dumping. It's basically the narrative you see in Men at Work.
Interesting.
He never published the book, but I have the entire. It's a fantastic read.
We'll have a new perspective watching it now.
Yeah, he wrote that going on around about the same time they made that movie.
And that's not something that, that's something a lot of people have seen. I liked the Golden Child one. The Golden Child one was good. I would like to have gotten in on that one, but
Well, I said, man, you let me know. I'll get you on a future panel. I'll even get your crush on there for you.
Deb.
I don't know who that is. I can try.
It's okay. Nick knows. Nick. If you know, Nick knows.
Cosmic Peach is a regular on the panel.
I like Cosmic Peach. She's fine, but she was a red herring.
She's a redheaded red herring. Now I'll ask Nick about Deb. I don't know who this Deb.
He says that she'll crush my soul, but I don't know what that means.
Well, he's a wise man. I take his word for it.
But that's the only ones I'll chase is the soul crushers.
And we might have to have a conversation about that, Kane. I don't want to talk to my elders in such capacity, but that's not a wise decision, man. It's not
listen, young man.
It's not a wise trajectory you're making.
Nice
you're
try,
not a young
old
man
man
anymore, Kane. You're not riding those point breaks. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I still serve. They'll be alive. Me surfing.
But I'm saying
soon.
you're trying to surf with some ladies like you're 23 years old again, and you're double at it.
But I have double the wisdom now. If I'd known then what I know now,
that's what I'm getting at. Do you?
I actually did pretty well.
You're talking about shacking up with what sounds like a disaster. Is going to be a disaster going in. You're like, well, I'll sign up for that, and that's something.
See, you assume I'm shacking up. I just said it sounded like she lived in Florida. She's on a separation.
There you go.
There you go.
And you're gonna try to say my assumption is incorrect. How dare you?
I mean, there's a difference between visiting day and conjugal visit day. You know.
I hear you. So you want more of a touch and go type environment. I understand.
All right. So I have a question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot here tonight. How about that? I noticed that
it's any different than any other purge, but please continue.
Once I started questioning you on your opinions and thoughts and where, if this was a military psyop, where it would come from, and a lot of people noticed that you all of a sudden had to go to the store, and I don't know, that was probably just coincidence, I'm sure, but is it possible that since you did have, and we don't even really, you're such a chill guy, and you come in here and you're cool, but we have to realize that you had stealth clearance at one point. So is there something that's an over-the-line question that you can't even address, like portobello mushroom kind of level?
Portobello. Let me run this back here. So what do you hinting? So I understand. I think let me see if I understand what you're saying. Do I have nefarious intentions given my background? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. No.
That's is
there questions that you would just totally avoid and not even allude to address them?
Yes.
Okay. Say no more.
Not on any subject relative to anything we're talking about. If you were to ask me questions relative to Guantanamo Bay, I would tell you I can't confirm nor deny these questions that you're asking.
All right, we'll stay for you. We'll stay clear of Cuba.
When I managed the Air Force military police budget at the headquarters in D.C. As a young master sergeant, I was the assistant. I took a civilian bureaucrat role and left active duty and went in reserves and took a civilian bureaucrat role as a
that's what's
lieutenant
up.
colonel. Yeah, I was a lieutenant colonel equivalent. I was GS-13 at the age of 29, so 20 or 30. So, most of my peers were twice my age there at headquarters in D.C. But when I was doing that business, I did manpower, finance, equipment, bullets, guns, all those kind of things. I managed all these programs within my office, the folks that worked for me there. But I did coordinate the manpower and funding to empty Guantanamo Bay during the Obama administration. But I was not operationally involved now. But nor would I care to talk about subjects of that nature now.
Fair enough. But as far as this case goes, we're pretty safe.
Let me tell you a fun story though. If you want to hear a fun story,
I love it.
It was July 3rd, 2003. That sounds right. And I was working out at Area B gym at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where I was stationed. Area B gym is where they quote unquote took the aliens. From Roswell and whatnot, all that stuff. Project Blue Book and everything was run out of the Air Force investigation.
Love it.
So there's the famous Hangar 18 that would be over there in Area B.
Saw the
Hangar
movie.
18.
Loved that movie. That would be a
That's
great
a movie. Okay. I know there's a lot of lore around it, and I'm sure it's been in movies. What movie are you referencing?
Hangar 18. It was on TV when I was a kid. It was the first introduction I had to anything alien, and then everything blew up after that.
That's interesting. Well, I told this story the other day on Ryder Lee's podcast, the Raised by Giants. He does a lot of ancient alien, cargo cult, alien stuff on there. Great podcasts. He's made some great documentaries folks should check out. One on the Kubrick and The Shining, another one on JFKX. But he and I talk a lot about. They're on. I think they're on Amazon Prime. Both of his documentaries, but we talk about alien stuff. But so I was sharing this story the other day. So the infamous Hangar 18. It's really called Hangar 4, and I've never been in there. But I used to work I was a patrolman working night shift there on that base for 3 years, and I was a SWAT team leader on the base too. So anytime there was anything getting called for stuff, I was getting called to it. So I was a busy fella, but nonetheless, I was working night shift a lot, or most of my time there, and I guess all my time there that I wasn't deployed, I worked night shift. Anyhow, I got to know a lot of the folks that work night shift around the base and whatnot, like, electrician, for example, this dude to go into all these kind of buildings, right? These, they got to have clearances or whatnot to go into those facilities, and this dude would have the clearances to go in and, fix the electrical issues and whatnot. He's not a scientist by any means, just an electrical dude, just with clearance. So he's a pretty blue collar dude. We'd always BS and smoke and joke whenever I'd see him hanging out around base at night on a slow night or something. He'd tell me stories over time, and he was telling me a story one time that because I asked him about that Hangar 4, so I used to have to respond to building alarms, and one night the door was the not the whole hangar door, but like like a regular kind of office door was wide open, and the office door inside was wide open into that hangar for that. Hangar 4 is huge, but that section of Hangar 4, so it's Hangar 4 Alpha, the first section. It's a huge hangar, but
was it just a one-person small office?
Yeah, it'd be like a little like a security office. You got to go in through the security office to get into the other place, right? So like a a clearance zone, if you will, right? You go into there, you check in with the security desk, then they buzz you into the next area, and it's nighttime, so and both of these doors are just wide open. So the door into the security office and the subsequent door. So I could see into the hangar, and it's all lit up, and it's because the doors, there's no windows. These are big, security doors, right? From the door in the security office to the external door in the security office, and they're wide open for whatever reason. And we had a building alarm, so I'm not allowed to go in there as a patrolman. I have to, I have to respond to see what's going on, and the police dispatch calls the building security manager who has clearances to make, to go in there and whatnot. So I have to, it's the middle of the night, so I gotta, would have to wait for these people to show up. And that particular night, I'm waiting, just standing there looking in the place, wanting to go in there, because I'm like, all I see in there is an empty hangar and like a freight elevator in the middle of the hangar. But the freight elevator goes down, right? Goes down. So that electrician fellow was telling me one story. When I was telling him that, he goes, yeah, it goes 8 stories down. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. He's like, I've been down there, doing work before. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
8 stories down?
So, yeah, well, you got to think so. Wright-Patterson was one of the biggest builds in the Cold War, right? So that was like the first one of the main bases built subsequent World War II, and the Cold War operations demanded for a lot of underground activities, right? Tunnels and underground things. So there's a lot of military bases with underground. I don't want to call them deep underground military bases, but there's underground facilities and tunnels. So same base at Wright-Patterson. The building next door to the gym I started this journey on is the presidential aircraft hangar. So the plane that they transported JFK's body back from Dallas to D.C., that sits in that hangar, right?
The one they dropped the casket out of?
Yeah, it's part of the Air Force Museum. They got the main Air Force Museum. That's an annex building, but that's where they have the presidential stuff. So on slow nights, at one point in time, me and some of my troops would get together. We'd go through the tunnels, they're on the base, and go access the presidential hangar, through the tunnels, and have wheelchair races in that hangar, at nighttime. So, and then sometimes we'd inadvertently set off the alarms, and then we'd have to respond to our own alarms. So, it was always fun. Everybody's rushing out of the tunnels to get back to their patrol cars so no one gets caught doing dumb shit,
Not as much video surveillance at that time.
No video surveillance. I couldn't get away with that today. No, there would be so much. I would have been thrown out of the military for half the shit I did today. Just tomfoolery like that, And I did my job, I did it well, but when I I've also fucked around just as hard.
Yeah, you put in some long hours, no matter what security you're doing, especially when you're just watching an inanimate object. Like, I can only imagine stripes.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah.
If I may finish that story, the gym that sits next to that presidential hangar in Area B of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, it was, like I said, it was July 3rd, 2003. George Bush, number 2, was going to be on base the next day at the Air Force Museum, giving us some sort of Independence Day speech of some regard.
Awesome.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. So he's an idiot. So I was at the gym there working out, and my we'd have I was working night shift. We'd have a couple patrols come on early, so there's always someone on the road that's not coming off shift. And so one of my dudes was the patrol in that area that day. I was in a different area that day. I wasn't normally in that area. And I wasn't that day. So I was over on the main operational and residential, Air Force Base housing and stuff side of base, and down the road a few miles in a whole different fenced off area. They're not connected by, there's a civilian roadway in between. It's kind of odd setup, but I'm working out at the gym and he's already on shift. I'm getting ready to go and arm up and go to work, and that's just, I was always over at that gym because it was the nicest gym on base. And, because I had to drive down the road to go get my gun and get to work. But he's already working, and he gets a call as I'm leaving the gym. He gets a call. We're talking. He gets a call over the radio to respond to some crazy lady jumping the fence with a box, threatening to blow up the president. Like a bomb in a box threatening to blow up the president. And we both look at each other when he's getting the call. We're like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm in uniform. I don't have I don't have a gun or nothing. And I just hop in the patrol car with him, and we respond over to the fence line there in that area where we're at. There in Area B, near the Air Force Museum, where Bush was going to be the next day, not that day. And as we're pulling up, Secret Service was already on scene, and a black van swooping up homegirl with a box. She had a box, and I seen it, and they swept her up in the van and kept cruising. We just kind of looked at each other, and he's like, "What do you want me to just take you back to your car?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I got to get to work." We didn't know what to do, you know what I mean? Like, we're new, we don't know what to do. So I get to work, and like no one really ever fucking said anything to me about it because I wasn't officially there. I didn't respond. I just happened to be at the gym with my dude, talking to my dude Phillips when he got the call, right? So no, I wasn't on any paper. So I guess Secret Service gave a debrief later, and I was not part of it. So when I started asking questions later, people were like, "You need to shut the fuck up about that." I'm like, "I just want to know what happened." And they're like, "No, that never happened." I'm like, I seen it happen. You can't tell me it didn't happen. If that helps answer any of your questions. Long-winded stories, I appreciate you entertaining them there, sir, but if that answers your questions at all.
No, that's a great story. So you said you were down in the hangar, what did you say, it was a freight elevator? You went down in that freight elevator?
No, hell no. I wasn't trying to get erased, dude. So I stood outside that door like a good Air Force Staff Sergeant, and I said, I'm just going to stand right here till that building manager gets here. I see that there was inside the big hangar, there was nothing except for in the middle of it, there was clearly a freight elevator. I was looking at the entrance to the freight elevator, it was just a big box in the middle of the room, and that electrician dude was my intel guy by that point in time already. If I had questions around, if I wanted to know what the hell was going on around base, I talked. You know what I mean? I had my network of intel, and that was one of my guys. You know what I mean? So he, I helped him out. He gives me intel. You know what I mean? I make sure he's got no problems accessing base in general, or whatever else he needs. You know what I mean? He's got some parking ticket problems, and no problem, buddy. You know what I mean? So nonetheless, because he was a civilian guy, you know what I mean, old dude. He wasn't retired either. He was just an old, local civilian dude who worked on that base for like 40 years. So he had a lot of stories. You know what I mean? So he's the one who told me he went down 8 floors. And I believe him. I mean, again, I know there was a subterranean element to that base. I'd seen it with the tunnels I used to get into the Air Force.
I think a review, now that I've given it some thought, a review of the movie Stripes would be an excellent review for us to do.
Oh, I love that movie. I was gonna say, how about Spies Like Us?
Ooh, that's a good one too. I would prefer to do Stripes, so. Maybe we can do it on Discord and we can watch the whole thing together.
Or I mean Rumble? We can do that on Rumble and watch the whole thing, I think.
Oh, you can do it on Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, then. What? See, this is another... Folks, make sure you get over there.
I'll definitely do that. Join you for that.
That would be kick-ass. Because, okay, please, folks, Rumble.com is the good YouTube. Like, YouTube is still stuck in, you know, the whole thing with the censorship and all that shit. Okay? And we're, you know, like, Twitter's dropped that now. Rumble doesn't have... And if you like chatting, you have all kinds of crazy emoticons that are animated. You can make your own. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So, sub up over there to Operation GCD and Candy's the Purge. Please, please, please. And I appreciate it. And we'll, he's already broadcasting on that regular. And unfortunately, as of right now, it'll be me and one or two other people in the chat. So I'd love it if you join me over there. And we'll slowly kind of pull away from YouTube. I mean, we know we all love YouTube. It's convenient and easy. But Rumble's just the same. Anyway, just saying. All right, what else? So yeah, we were discussing this, and I forgot code 4. These kids here. This is
May I ask you a question first?
Oh yeah, sure.
What spawned the garbage can dude Inquisition this evening? I'm not butthurt. I'm just saying, was this the Princess of Darkness? Did she promote this Inquisition?
No. She has nothing to do with any of my.
She's always
interests.
accusing me of being sus. I'm like, all right, let's take it down.
No. It was literally it was sort of a joke. That
I'm
I
fine
was
with
saying
that.
that you had to go to the store when I was kind of drilling you about if it was a military operation. What type of operation? But we've already discussed that. It's just a joke.
I hear you. No, she's to that note. She's shaking me down every day about being sus. So I'm just saying it's.
I don't know what that means.
She keeps accusing me of being some sort of agent. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Kane came and invited me to come over to the Purge. I was like, I've been talking about the Idaho 4 quietly on my own podcast for over 2 years.
Yeah, this is your only outlet as of now. So.
Exclusively. I won't go anywhere else, sir. This is my only other place I will come discuss this case.
That's fantastic. Well, I'd hate to see. Okay, so this picture here is we wouldn't want to lose you. This is stuff.
Yeah, I still accuse her of sending you over as some sort of agent to come recruit me. So I've just reversed the accusation.
I'm just a pretty face, JJ. You got to remember, it's Heather and Jenn are behind the brains behind this whole outfit.
It's Kane's Angels. I hear you.
So this is I can't remember his name. Jack Hunter Johnson, and two of his buddies in Mexico, and this is a symbol that they held up through the frats after. Well, I mean everything's after with the frats because they deleted their entire history for the past 2 years. Anyway, so they hold up this 4. They all do it. And it triggered my memory when somebody said something to do with law enforcement is that when they say code 4, that means everything's good, I'm cool, whatever. And then somebody AI'd it. I forgot what they said, if you want to type that again. And then Heather was saying, somebody said that means that you're totally in love with somebody. And then Heather was saying was something else. I forgot what Heather said. I'm sure she'll catch us up. But anyway, so anything stand out to you on that one as far as hand signs go?
I like turtles.
Again, here's DJ liking it, so I don't know. Anyway, the caption on here says, Hunter's caption.
Now, I don't know what the 4 is about, right? I do see them. It seems to be pretty, they like to comment about it. I'd like to throw it up there.
Yeah, it was
I'm apprehensive to say anything about these kind of things because myself and my dudes nearly got suspended. I wasn't involved in it. I was always just in high school, like my principal, anytime I was associated with anything, like he's definitely the ringleader. I'm like, I had nothing to do with any of this. But so a couple of my dudes threw up what was later declared to be gang signs. It was literally just some stupid shit like this. It didn't mean anything though. You know what I mean? It had no meaning. They did it in a class photo, and you know, it was declared to be a gang sign. And I'm like, these people are retarded. I can't even do this.
Mentally challenged?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, I just don't want to, you know, I'm reluctant to assume much out of that even means anything, right? Because I've been involved in circumstances where folks throw up signs like that in photographs, and they're misconstrued by administrators of schools to be gang signs and made a big deal out of.
Yeah, but somehow they always come to you as the ringleader, as the only one with the brain.
I was always the ringleader.
outfit.
Anytime I'm involved in anything, I'm the ringleader.
Yeah, well, how
from
else
my Air
is it?
Force career, you know what I mean? It's just like, this guy, that's the red face. Kane, it's the red face. It's like, this guy's guilty. He's done something. You know what I mean?
Dogs don't like red. Whenever I wear red, like dogs bark at me.
Folks take one look at the stop sign red hue of my face, and they're just like, this guy's done something. Just put him under arrest. He's guilty. Just
another rule of the Purge now. The new order of the Purge is the hard R. Is a problem.
Tarded?
Yeah. We have some.
Can I use a soft
some chatters that have some challenged kids, and they're not happy with it.
Well, I understand. Can I use a soft T?
Just keep it at an even W.
How about a? I don't know what that means. What's an even W?
A mushy M. Give me a mushy M. At any given point.
So what are your thoughts on the forward stuff?
It creeps me out. I mean, it's something I have to go with my gut on everything in this case, and I feel like, look, bro, you have a lot of people acting, and you have a lot of people acting like they're sad, but at the same time, you have such extreme examples.
Who was acting like they're sad? This guy wasn't acting. This guy was joking when the homeboy owed him money, dude. I want to smack that. I would have smacked that dude if I was there. What are you talking about? Speaking ill of the dead like that?
Yeah, no, that was a very.
Or are they dead, Kane? Or is this a psyop, and am I involved in it?
Well, and then
are you involved in? Are we all involved in it because
Heather
we're all playing
seems
along?
to think you are. I don't know.
Heather definitely seems. No, I don't mean directly involved. I'm saying we're involved in it by discussing it, right? By perpetrating this psyop and ideas, right?
I wake up and think about.
Pay no attention to the Princess of Darkness. She works for some agency, and I have no idea what, but it ain't me.
She's not just here for the case. She's here for the people as well.
She's got so many details. I respect that, but I'm just saying, if she's going to lodge these accusations at me, watch out, ma'am. You're coming in hot. Sus as can be.
You're going to get one of those drone
watch
nets
out.
and shoot her down.
Watch out.
A drone bazooka.
No, she's always got some great notes. I appreciate all those.
She's amazing.
I like to give her as much hard time as she gives me about.
Just don't tell her any secrets. She likes to run her mouth and be a gossip queen at the same time.
Look, to be fair, I've never played politics in this country. When I found myself at the epicenter of such high levels of politics, it didn't bode well for me, and I made a lot of quote unquote friends with the Obama administration. And that helps you out. I made master sergeant in less than 10 years, and I retired as a master sergeant because I don't play politics.
Not a lot of enlisted men become officers, though, do they?
No, not a lot of enlisted men make master sergeant. I mean, that's E7 is your first senior non-commissioned officer rank, and that's it's an achievement.
Or you just need 2 years of college to be an officer, right? But you don't get the enlisted training. 4 years. Okay, it's 4 years.
2 years for a warrant officer, yes, sir. I considered it at various times. That was my initial goal when I left active duty, was to become an officer, and it didn't work out.
It sounds like you were doing better off the private stuff, though. And I considered doing that with Iraq, going over there with like Halliburton or something like that. Back when
I considered those things
for the draft or to enter the army at that time.
Did you ever apply for that stuff, like G4S, or what are you talking about?
I was 35 when Iraq started, the first one. So I was too old to go in the military. When I was 18, I decided after watching Top Gun and having bad grades all through high school that I wanted to go to Miramar and be a Top Gun
You ain't
pilot.
kidding, dude. You ain't kidding. Top Gun had a real effect on the city of San Diego. I was out there for the first time in 2013, It was the first time I ever visited that town. I went past the Top Gun bar. I'm like, holy shit, this place is really still stuck on Top Gun. You know, they had a big banner out front, Top Gun bar. Everyone's all having a good time there, playing the piano, singing that one song. I'm like, wow, these people are frozen in that time in that one movie.
You think that movie it was real back in the day? Before I lived there, like 60s and 70s, all the barracks were right there on the beach for officer housing. So they were like, you know, like a living room and a kitchen, small galley kitchen and a bedroom. Maybe one for the kids. You know, these small houses that they have, they now converted into $1 million houses. But
I've heard some stories. My father was a Marine Corps officer recruiter out in Los Angeles during that time, early 70s.
Yeah, that was what was really big in San Diego was the Marines, and they had a bar, and it was called what was it called? The Red Onion. They called it the Spread Onion, and they served these giant drinks, right? And you know, it was like $10 for you could share it with like 10 people, and so you know they would call them jarheads or whatever, and the jarheads would go in there, and what happened was they started slipping Mickeys in their drinks and stuff like that, and they were getting rolled in the parking lot, and then women were getting graped and that type of thing, so they ended up closing it down, and then they actually moved the Camp Pendleton activities more north towards Del Mar and Encinitas and stuff like that. But
did you know they have Special Forces dolphins there?
Aquatic mammals are apparently a big thing. Well, you know, Scripps Institute.
They train these things to bomb, like drop bombs if they want to. Man, it's wild.
Yeah, they like.
What were you saying, Scripps? What? I apologize. What were you saying?
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, Scripps Institute is right there, and my girlfriend her dad used to work for Scripps, and that's where they had the Alvin sub, you know, and he was a topographical mapper of the ocean floor, and so that's where we used to surf was Scripps Pier, and when it was really good, the lifeguards would play like Pink Floyd for us to surf to for a little while, you know. They weren't allowed to;
Nice.
They get in trouble, but. And then you had
This
Black's
is a pharmaceutical company. Who's Scripps?
Scripps is everything. They control the media. They have their own. They're basically like the Reuters of the United States, and they have. They own all the newspapers. At one point, they owned all the newspapers, and they own now all the cable news companies are owned by Scripps. They have the spelling
am I spelling
bee.
it wrong? Spell it for me, please.
SCRIPPS, Scripps.
Use it in a sentence, please.
How my Scripps taste.
You can't spell Scripps, motherfucker?
Yeah, 2 P's, double P.
Oh, I see. I churched it up for you. Okay, I'm familiar with Scripps, I guess. So they're out there in San Diego. Huh? I was about to say they're headquartered in Cincinnati.
Well, that's what I wonder, because he did a lot of top secret stuff. He told me when we went out to Mexican food one time, and they were doing the mapping the ocean floor, but I wonder if they were also doing like training aquatic mammals and stuff like that. Who knows? They use SEALs. They've used the Navy SEALs used to train right there where we surfed also, and they would do the arm in arm thing and go, and they would come out on big days when it was just. And it's like they'd drown and they'd bring them back to life and stuff. It's crazy. It's.
That's how I encountered the Special Forces Dolphins. Was through some Navy SEAL connections down there. So after I left, got run out of DC from that bureaucrat position I was talking about. I ran I was still in the reserves during my Air Force Reserve career, but full-time job. I ran a national sales team for a defense contractor. Not a Lockheed Martin defense contractor, like the folks that are outfitting like the combat fighters of each branch, right? That's the contract. We had an exclusive contract with the Defense Logistics Agency to outfit.
Well, it seems like the Russians were more vested in it with the whales and all kinds of crazy stuff that are still running around with these collars on them, swimming around the ocean, and they're
I had no idea, man. It was wild. I was like, you guys have got what? Special Forces Dolphins. I'm like, I got to see that. I mean,
dude, those dolphins can be aggressive too. They're hard to train.
I got to see that shit, dude. It's wild though, right? I mean, that they, that they can. We have Special Forces fucking dolphins.
Dude, anything we find out now was old news 15, 20 years ago, right? It's
right.
And it's the funny thing is all these stories and videos and stuff circulate among people in politics and law enforcement, and somehow they, even though your family's not in politics, it remains a dividing line. Like it's like it just hovers.
I'm also not in politics, sir. I'm also not the vice president.
Fair enough. I will vote for you though. I'm going to pencil you in. JD and JJ Vance.
So it's a Vance combo. Well, now I'm in.
Double Vance, yeah. Double J, double Vance.
Combo.
Double.
Now I'm back. You'll be my campaign manager, Kane.
Excellent. I'll do some great campaign videos for you and stuff, and we'll stump.
Free hula burgers at every stop.
Listen, you want some real attention? I'll get arrested, and that'll really. JJ Vance
do that on your own some days when I watch your live
gets
streams.
Arrested for hookers and yayo.
When you're driving around Clearwater, I'm like, holy shit, this is like Kane's Wild Ride right here. I like it.
Yeah, so that's something that I was talking to Trish about. That is the future of the Purge. Basically, we're going to do these pop-up lives, and he's going to film me, and I'm going to go around, and people come to me and talk to me. What are you doing? Like, what do you mean? What am I doing? I'm just standing there. And then we have these conversations, and then out of maybe 20 conversations, he gets one that's kind of just wild. Especially here in Largo, it's full of madness, and
you ain't kidding, dude. That's like Cincinnati South, that area. Like I'm very familiar with that region because most folks that leave Cincinnati move between like Largo there and like between there and like Braden.
Yeah, it's still affordable. Bradenton is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I was doing a drive the other day, and they still have like South St. Pete area, where it's very low income, and you still have the housing that's rental housing. And for the most part in downtown and all that stuff, there is no affordable housing. But on the outskirts of St. Pete, there's still a little bit. But you can see it moving from the coast with all these McMansions going up, and slowly they're getting phased out. So you just wonder where they're going to go because the property values, there's no more land left to build on. You have to literally buy a plot of land that's already developed and redevelop it. It's ridiculous.
I saw that go down in Polk County too, over there in Lakeland. So, like I said, I'm familiar with the area because I was stationed down there at McDill for a bit. But my folks lived in Lakeland for a bit too years ago, and visiting them over there, I watched that area just explode.
Yeah, Zephyr Hills now is the next one that's doing it.
Oh, really? That's over there by the casino, right?
It's past it, a little bit past it, yeah. The casino is insane now.
That's really spread out then. I mean, that used to be a good clip of distance.
Between, there was real nice areas I wanted to buy in around 2004, 2003 that I wish I had. I would be a millionaire multi times over, and I had the capital to do it with, but we didn't make the move. I stayed in countryside and I lost that. But anyway, that's a long story. What was there? Did you see that fire over 3 states? The light in the sky or whatever again? What did you think of that?
Oh yeah, Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. Yeah, it was. I
like how you just play into it every time.
All right, well, I'm gonna rage quit this live unless we have anything else we want to talk about. And I'm gonna play us out though. I won't rage quit. But
I was gonna say we're just getting started here.
Yeah, so I told you we're gonna keep it a short purge tonight, 3 hours, and I'll give 10 minutes on the way out for everybody to say goodnight. But stick around for the commercial. Don't leave until. And please, if you're in here, hit the like if you haven't. Hi, Angel D. Hit the like button and try to get this thing back up. Because I made it to level 2, so I go to my alternate account and I check to see when my thumbnail comes out. If it's level 1, 2, or 3, and I've been on level 3 for the last three weeks. Oh, JJ. Weather got him.
Is this the Purge?
Oh, there you are. Cool. So, anyway, today I finally made it up to level 2. So if we just get some more likes, just takes 1 second. Please click that like. And if you want, leave a comment after. I know you guys leave a ton of chat messages. We've been going 3 hours, probably 3,000 chat messages already. But if you can leave a comment, it helps push it up, and I appreciate that. And so does JJ. And Operation GCD podcast. Make sure you sub up over there. What are we at on subs for you right now? I wonder. If you don't mind.
I'm gonna say circa 925.
Oh, so you're real close to 1,000 there.
I like it. Great. I like it. I've been trying to build up that YouTube channel. I have a number of subscribers in my RSS feed that I do, but yeah, I've been focusing on making some more video content on that YouTube stuff. So I'm moving my way up to about equal numbers there. I think I got probably about 1,200.
Well, you've certainly been working your ass off. That's for damn sure. And
I aim to entertain. I appreciate it, sir.
Well, we love having you on here, man. You got a captive audience always over here. So.
Well, I appreciate. I'll bring more Muppets next time I
was gonna get some orange creamsicles today with you in mind.
Yeah, type 2 diabetes loves orange creamsicles.
You know, they looked so good that it was worth it to me, but I didn't get them. I fought the power that be, and I stayed with the carnivore thing with brioche bread.
There you go.
You know,
I've been doing some carnivore here the last few months as well. It's pretty healthy. I mean, I feel a lot better, you know, cutting out some of that junk. I mean, outside of my occasional paydays, but this is a sponsorship deal. I gotta eat these, right?
Right back at you, bro. Right back. I'm halfway through my bag right now. But no, I'm gonna start doing my knee finally healed up. I hurt my knee working at Amazon for 2 years.
Woo, you had a knee blowout, huh? I've got a
really bad.
What'd
and then I still have, which I should have gotten workers' comp for. I have
ACL, MCL. What are we talking? Your meniscus?
I don't know. Meniscus. Well, it was bad from Amazon, and then I started getting better, and then I had a whole brand new pack of cymbals. Yep. And there was a unit behind my recording studio where Al he fixed pianos, like Steinways. Like he would take a beat up old one and redo it to brand new everything. The strings, the paint, you name it. And he did like Stradivarius's. He was a specialist. So I was like so happy I got these brand new cymbals. I walked over there to show it to him, carrying the cymbals like a pizza, right? So I can't see the ground.
Yep.
And he had one of these big wooden sliding doors. Well, if you didn't walk on this one little path area that was normally where the door was open, you stepped into a 1.5 foot crevasse. And so I stepped into a 1.5 foot crevasse and just dropped the cymbals all over the place. Just, they didn't break, thankfully. They were brand new. And, the drum cymbals. And they went everywhere, and I blew my knee out. It was just getting better from Amazon, and then I totally fucked it up. And it's taken me about 3 years to recover from it. So I'm going to start running again now that it's recovered. In the heat here in Florida, you know how it is. It's at 95 right now. It feels like 100.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start doing wind sprints down the street here because it's cut off where I am because they had a sinkhole at the beginning of the street. But I'm going to start doing wind sprints, and then I'll get back in really good shape again real quick.
I like your attitude. I like where you're at there. That's an unfortunate injury. I can certainly reciprocate. I've gone through a variety of unfortunate injuries I have to keep bouncing back from. It's not always easy, so good luck for sure. But may I, as a former personal fitness trainer, a certified personal fitness trainer, may I offer this suggestion? These wind sprints you speak of. Let's maybe start out with a wind jog and work your way up to the sprint.
That's what it's going to be at this point. I'm going to be
you pull
like
a hamstring,
5
you're out 6 months, man. That's not a good one. You know what I mean? You pull a hammy, you're done.
Right. Yeah. I'll ease into it. Don't worry. But I love to run, so I'll usually do like 5 miles every other day, and then that's the only way with my body's metabolism. It's the only way that I can actually stay in good shape. I need to get down to about 160, 156, something like that.
What are you weighing right now? What are you coming in now at?
So we were talking about Idaho 4 today.
I'll tell you my weight if you tell me yours.
It's up there, bro. It's up there. It's over 2. We'll say that.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to tell you my weight now because I don't want to.
Well, tell me yours. Maybe I'll tell you mine.
I weigh 208, roughly 208, 210. Something
Okay.
Like that. I don't really waver too much from that. I've been trying to waver from that, but
I've lost about 30 pounds, but I was at 275 for a minute.
There you go.
But I'm a big dude. I'm a big bone, so it
dude,
works
I hear
out.
you, man. When you get injured, dude, it's tough. Like when my last major injury, where I was like off my feet for a while and stuff from it, I got up to about 270. Yeah, I got about 270. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened really fast. I've never gained weight that much. I laugh about it because usually I'm in such good shape. I feel like not Charlie, but the other guy on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he put on weight, because he was like a bodybuilder, but he had that big gut. I kind of like look at it that way, because I've always worked out, and it's just a year of my life that I'll have to look back on, and then I always say it's because I get too many stalkers when I'm in really good shape. I really do. I don't know what it is. Just women like call me all the time, show up in my house. Hopefully Deborah will get the memo for that.
You got what the kids today call the Riz.
I think what the kids would call it would be something different than that, but I'll allow that.
Are you not familiar with that term? As my son tells me, that's the current nomenclature for charisma.
I'm familiar with the Riz. I think I'm more like the Whiz, like nobody can stop me.
Like Cheese Whiz?
I'm the Whiz. Nobody can stop me.
Take some Cheese Whiz and some Philly cheesesteak.
I almost stopped at Cheesesteak Charlie's today. Are you kidding me? Get out of my brain, JJ.
Have you considered yoga?
No, I've been doing yoga and I do Tai Chi. Not Tai Chi.
Not yogurt. Not yogurt. Yoga.
No, I do jujitsu slow. Like I can do the flips and all the kicks. Like I play too much Tekken, so I need a wide open field or a big room in a house where I'll do all the jujitsu stuff.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know about this kung fu stuff you speak of. As a Scotsman, we're only familiar with one form of kung fu, and that is
fuck you.
Fuck you.
But I call it Kane fu, actually.
Kane. There you go.
Yeah,
Kane fu.
It's my own little martial
Picturing
arts.
a kung fu panda type environment.
The whole key is just always look high. Look high.
That's the key. Okay.
And jack it on and jack it off.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, swimming would probably be good for you. I mean, you're a surfer. You probably are familiar with those kind of waters, literally speaking. But I've been doing that DDP yoga the last couple months just because I was doing a lot of boxing and other stuff. But I blew out my neck when I dislocated my jaw. So I've been taking it down a notch a little bit with some of my activities until that heals. And I've been doing a bit of that yoga just to get stretched and cardiovascular. It really does help cardiovascular wise too.
No, stretching is amazing. I didn't realize how important it was, like when I was playing football and stuff like that as a kid. And if you really lay out and stretch, bones will start popping into place, and it's like the electrical tape, JJ, on the nose. It's like you can just finally breathe again.
Oh, dude, it makes shit work better for sure. But like, it's a strength builder and cardiovascular exercise too. When you wouldn't really consider it necessarily because you're not running anywhere, right? You're not jogging. You're just doing yogging. I believe it's a soft J, but you're just doing stretches there. But it's a good cardiovascular workout.
Did you just drop a soft J?
I squeezed the Ron Burgundy in there since you're from San Diego.
I'm from La Jolla.
No, but that Diamond Dallas Page yoga, dude. I mean, I wasn't a big WWF guy, so I don't really know this Diamond Dallas Page lord. But he's a big WWF fella, and that yoga workout he put together. It's good shit, man. I done yoga years ago. I refused to go into a room filled with a bunch of Looney Tune lefty folks doing some sort of weird poses. When I did yoga like on a military base yoga, but this Diamond Dallas Page yoga, it's a good workout for sure. It's good stuff.
Is it like Taibo?
No, dude. It's Diamond Dallas Page leading in a number of stretching and physically strength training kind of yoga.
So like Deanne Warwick's Psychic Hotline.
Yeah, it's like take a normal yoga thing and then like put Diamond Dallas Page at WWF wrestling.
That's crazy. It's
gonna take it up a couple. Yeah, he's not breaking in and snapping into a Slim Jim, but he's taking it up a couple notches.
That's the show, folks. Next time. Oh, get out of here! You're so fucking funny. JJ goes tantric in the water.
Oh shit.
Oh man, what else? All right. Should I play you out?
Yeah, I appreciate the Purge and everyone else, all fellow Purgers. Great times. Kane, always enjoy the invite, sir, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you, my friend. All right, we're going to watch this video, and good night, JJ. Thank you. And we'll do this, and please stick around for the commercial. Hit that like. Hit subscribe if you're new to the Purge. I appreciate that. And JJ does too. Let's see if I can make it happen for the captain here. And I'll play you out. If you haven't seen my reel today, I got a new reel for you. And it's unreal. It's an unreal reel. There it is. Is that it? No? Hold on. There it is. Okay, that was it. Let's start it over. And so, again, I'll see you probably Thursday back. And we have research we did. We only had one day. And we haven't had a chance to look into the stuff that we're going to look into, but we definitely are going to come strong Thursday. If not Thursday, then Saturday. So I hope you'll join me then. If look around, keep an eye on the streets and an ear to the railroad, and make sure that we're coming your way. And I'm going to try to bring back the Rockford Files. He's been in my basement eating JJ's Hula Burgers and drinking all the coffee. So he's got a lot to share with us, so we'll look forward to hearing from Rockford. And this is my reel, kids. We'll see.
You're free to go.
Who's sucking whose dick around here?
Oh,
no,
man,
seriously.
Another 30 days for contempt of court.
Sent a guy a picture of my lips. Not these ones, the other ones. And he literally goes, "I love your mud flaps."
Bruce.
Bruce! Oh, you look like a Bruce, and I love that. Bruce, darling, what do you do?
I'm retired.
You're retired, of course you are, yeah. What did you do before you retired? Uh-oh, it's whatever it is, it's very upsetting to Bruce.
I was an assayer.
You heard what I heard, right? I heard ass hair. We're gonna find out how far off I was. Hey, Bruce! Can you break that word down?
I worked in a gold mine.
You worked in a gold mine?
Yes.
And then they made up a mean name for you because they were jealous. What was the word, though? You worked in a gold mine as a...
As an assayer.
I think I'm having a seizure. What? Explain.
I was the guy who took the rocks.
Took a rock.
And told the geologist how much gold was in the rock.
You told the guy how much gold was in it.
The geologist.
The geologist, and
how
then...
much gold was in the rock, and then he could decide on whether to mine that rock.
Okay, mine it. Not mine it. And that job is called...
An assayer.
Oh my good God. Geologists can be so mean. Well, I'm so happy you're here and that you got to escape from that obviously abusive job.
At that point, Jenna called, finally. Actually, to Jenna, I was like, "Wow, Jen, it's a little disconcerting to know that when you hear I've been buried in a yard, your only reaction was just, well, cause I don't know if that was the right thing to do." Thanks for calling the cops, bitch.
I'm already giving you some. A lot, all day. That's all you've been doing is begging for treats. Because they're in there. Someone left the cupboard open, you can see them all.
I want to skateboard. I want to go outside. Hey.
morning, Michael. It is truly horrifying to see what's left of some of the homes here in eastern Kentucky. As I walk through here, you're able to see inside the homes because so many of the walls that once surrounded it were just shredded. I mean, brick homes as well. You'll notice here that fireplace still standing there, but you're looking right into that kitchen and in some cases, bedrooms. That's where people, in many cases, were hiding.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm here to pick up my son's Game Boy Advance system.
Okay, how many units did you reserve?
We've got just one.
Okay, great. You know, we still have some extra units available. Maybe you have a friend that's looking for one?
No, I don't think so, but thank you.
Not a problem. I just wanted you to know we've got some in stock in case you wanted to add another unit to the family or if you have a friend that wants to get in on the fun.
Okay.
Sidewalk? He's on oh my God, he's on private property.
Right on the sidewalk?
No, but
You're on private property.
what makes it worth selling your soul for $1 billion years?
Just move to the sidewalk. That's
Does
what we're
Tom
asking.
Cruise know that you guys work for $50 a week?
All we're asking is just to move to the sidewalk. You need to move out here.
Oh, whoa.
Come this way.
Are you?
Just need to move off private property.
Why are you bumping and grinding on me? This ain't a Nelly song.
We need you to
partner.
move off. You're on private property, sir.
How do we talk to someone from Scientology?
You guys need to leave right now. Get off the property. Get off the property. You're trespassing. You need to leave right now. You need to leave right now.
Don't
It's
touch
private
me.
property.
Don't touch me.
Private property. You need to leave right now. Leave right now. It's private property.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Sir, just need,
Are you guys pushing me?
Have you ever seen that video? No. Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorites.
I'm going to buy some strawberries, and I'm offering exactly the right amount of money here on the help desk. So you people take that money, and I will take my strawberries outside. I pay by legal tender.
No, don't break the door. Do not break the door.
And I am going out with my strawberries. I pay by legal tender in this dystopian place.
Okay.
Brilliant.
You should be able to spend your own. You should be able to spend wherever you want. This is an actual church.
You want one, man?
I had talked at Dylan's funeral.
It's a lot. You know, I feel like we are preparing for war.
On a positive note,
It's close in the back.
There's people up there.
Is that the name you claim? Rolling through genres, let me play this game. Rap like a madman, Eminem with the slang, spitting bars so sharp like a rap hangman.
It's crashing.
From YouTube fame to Idaho's wild ride. You're breaking it down, putting truths aside. Kane B got the purge, no doubt. He's the king, breaking down the case like a YouTube machine. Kane B the purge, bringing heat in the booth. Facts on the table, there's no room for proof. Throwing down lyrics while the world's watching. Is it guilty or free? That's the question we're knocking. Kane B the purge, taking Idaho by storm. He's got the heat and the truth breaking the norm. We're all glued to this case, no one's letting go. Will Brian be guilty or will he be let go? Kane B's in the game, watch him lay it all bare. Will justice find the truth or just disappear in the air? Here's my bubblegum pop, you ready or not? Kane B's in the mix with the case so hot. Rap, rock, pop, he's switching it up. Dancing through the genres like a YouTube cup. Got Kane B, the purge, putting the story in flow. Breaking it down with humor, watch the case blow. Boom, Kane B's riding with electric groove. Breaking it down, yeah, he's on the move. He's got the purge, so come and watch him reign. Sipping on knowledge like it's truth on a train. Kane B the purge, taking Idaho by storm. He's got the heat and the truth breaking the norm. We're all glued to this case, no one's letting go. Will Brian be guilty or will he be let go? Kane B's in the game, watch him lay it all bare. Will justice find the truth or just disappear in the air? Vibes on deck. Let's get a little smooth, but don't forget I'm bringing humor, I'm bringing the sound. But this case got us all spinning round. KB with the truth, it's hard to ignore. Like waiting for that next chapter in the lore. captain